Alrighty then, we're live. So, what's up, everyone? Thanks for joining,
What's up? What's up?
stopping by, taking time out of your Saturday afternoon.
Yep, joining us here.
We're back again. You hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. I can hear you. There was a car that drove by, so I don't know. I don't know what the last thing you said was.
Oh, you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Or is there a delay again?
There's
Can you hear what I
there's
said?
just there's probably a delay. Can you hear me? Can Can you Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. It was like going out
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
I didn't hear the last thing that you said.
Oh no, I was like asking, do you know what the topics are or remember?
I know. One of them was. Actually, I don't fully remember now that I think about it. Jog ring. I mean, I'm sure once you say them, they'll ring a
Uh,
bell. I know CD
actually
Project
says it on
Red
the.
hired somebody,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Wasn't that one of them?
Yeah, Sweet Baby Ink Defender. She had defended Sweet Baby Ink. I'm guessing when the whole what was it, the Sweet Baby Ink detected page that Cabrutus made.
Hmm.
I'm assuming that's when that happened. She also was last working on the Wolverine game. I believe she was a writer there, and she's gonna be a writer for CD Project Red.
Yo,
Uh,
what's up, Spirit of
in what
Paradox? Yeah,
capacity? I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She's
She just recently got hired by them.
yeah, exactly. I mean, again,
Oh, what's up, Spirit?
I'm CD Project Red. They're like they made it pretty obvious they're gonna play ball with ESG. Like,
I mean, they literally had a video about it,
yeah, they talked about
maybe
it.
over a year ago or so.
Yeah,
So
I mean, and like
at this
they
point,
didn't
it's like they
they didn't
made
want.
it very
Yeah,
clear. And the Witcher One remake, they're gonna remove like or they're gonna update the card game where you collect like cards of like explicitly female characters.
yeah, that's gone.
So
Say goodbye to that.
you know,
Say goodbye to that. That
again,
shit long lost.
another modern day remake. So expect that, and then what they did with.
You're faded out there, bro. Yo, what's up, Reborn? Yeah, I can't hear you at all.
What about now?
Now I can hear you. You were like silent for a little while.
Okay. What?
I mean, now you sound fine, but before you were cutting out.
Yeah, you keep cutting out, and there's like a lot of silence. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It might be it might just be a delay or something, but I know you were like silent for a while.
You were silent for a while too. I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's likely a delay. That's likely what it is. Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
like
call it
a
out.
really bad delay. I don't know.
But also, with the ESG stuff, like they made it obvious what they were gonna do. Cyberpunk had a lot of that stuff shoved in there as well. So it's like at a certain point you have to just accept it. They're gonna play ball with like garbage.
You also sound kind of low.
Hold on. Let me leave and then come back. In the meantime, talk to everybody. I'll be back. Oh my God, that's
All
extreme.
right. What? Hold on. You must arrest Larry Fink and put him on the on the electric chair without right of trial. That's pretty. That's good. That's good. I like that. That's pretty funny. Yeah, Reborn. I'll send you the link in a bit when we're ready to let people on, so you can join whenever. So whenever you get the chance. Let's see. Oh, he's back already. Okay, that was quick.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? Is it clearer and better?
Oh no, I was rating. I was reading David Francisco's comment, which is pretty funny. Just let me
Yeah,
highlight it real quick.
electric chair with no trial. That's wild. But I mean, yeah, it's a lot of craziness going on, man. Like it's so blatant. I don't think like people. I don't think they're like necessarily. I don't think they're necessarily like. Damn, I'm actually on my computer right now. It's also acting kind of crazy. Believe it or not. You're like totally silent.
Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna try to leave and then I'm gonna come back because I'm like not hearing anything from your side, and it's like I don't know if there's like crazy delay or something. I don't know what's going on today.
That's the power of free. Free usually means half-assed. My man said I'm gonna leave and come back. I don't know what's going on today. Must be a solar flare. So Spirit of Paradox. I don't even know what Alien Romulus is. I'm assuming it's a new Alien movie, or maybe it's a game. And Hakami, hey there, how's it going, man? How's it going, Hakami? Yeah, so yeah, it's one of those things where like they're so obvious and blatant with it because they've hijacked the industry that people really can they really can't like people just can't accept the reality that all this stuff is hijacked. You know, it's like David Francisco said, most people can't think for themselves. So at the end of the day, like you have like the Indiana Jones game coming out with people saying, well, oh, Sweet Baby Inc. That's not proven that they're involved or whatever. And they forget that during that gameplay reveal they showed, they actually showed somebody saying this guy who looks like an obvious modern activist type person saying, "Hey, we're gonna make it for modern audiences or whatever." Like, there's clearly like LGBT, like weird guy. There's like plenty of pictures of him and videos on YouTube and on X or whatever. So I think it's just so obvious that I don't understand. Well, I do understand it. I guess I'm more disappointed that people just don't want to accept the reality of things. They keep making excuses for because I remember Eric July one time said that people are addicted to these brands, and I agree. Yo, Neozoic, what's up? Rolls Royce, how's it going, man? Uh, thank you, Neozoic. Ubisoft got caught red-handed from selling crap from Amazon. What kind of crap were they selling off Amazon? What was Ubisoft selling? And yes, Spirit. There's the Indiana Jones game coming out, and people are like trying to hype it up or whatever. But it's because I think that like Eric July one time said that people are addicted to brands, and I really think that's what it is. They're like addicted to these IPs, addicted to these like things that they grew up with. And at a certain point, you have to understand that once it gets ruined and hijacked, you sometimes you just have to let it go. You have to like just move on. And when it does eventually become good again, then you go back to it. But if it means that they have to die, or if it means that a company has to fail, even if it means the thing possibly going away forever, it's like a zombie. It's like you have this, like, let's say like your wife is infected by this zombie virus or whatever, and it's like you're just keeping her around. You're trying to, like, you don't want to kill her, you don't want to let her go, but it's not even your wife anymore. It's a zombie. It's like it's the living dead. It's no longer the thing that you once loved, but a person you once loved. Yeah, Rolls Royce, I'm glad you're doing well, man.
So how's it
Ubisoft is,
now?
it sounds clearer.
All right,
Ubisoft
good.
is selling rip-off stuff to Japanese. It was a sword and a Japanese ancient doll. Yeah, I'm not surprised, man. Ubisoft are they're like a pathetic company, honestly. Like, they were once great, but they're like a shadow of their former selves. You know?
All right, let me catch up some of these comments. What's up, Hakami? Let's see where else. What's up, Apollo Patriot? Oh yeah, I heard about the what happened with Amazon. Wasn't it out with One Piece, the sword? That's what he's referring to, right?
Oh, that's what it was. It was that's what you were talking about earlier with me about Zoro's sword.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, it's Zoro's
What's up,
sword, but it's
Neozoic?
just
Let's see
it's
what else.
repurposed, right?
Rolls Royce. Yeah. What's up?
Yeah,
Pretty much,
so
yeah.
it's like one of those things where, like, honestly, all these things are compromised. I know people want to be entertained, and we don't want to give up on gaming and whatnot, but sometimes it takes extremes to deal with extremes. I'm not saying anybody to do anything crazy. What I mean by an extreme is, like, sometimes you have to let go of the thing that you love. You know, sometimes you just have to, like, walk away from it
Yep.
because, again, like,
Has to be that way.
Assassin's Creed will never be what it once was. People really need to accept that. Like, it just won't. It won't. It will just
It
never
hasn't it
be.
hasn't been what it once was for years now. So it's like,
Yeah.
at this point you're seeing like the extreme of how far they're willing to like go with these type of games. So, and it's not
Yeah.
going to get any better until people just say, you know what, I'm done. It's been fun for as long as it could be, but I'm checking out. I'll play something else because there's better options out there anyway. Like Assassin's Creed has been like ass for years, and so I mean, yeah, they got a lot of like new players who came in with like Origins and
Yeah.
you know
People that
from
don't
there.
really like Assassin's Creed, they like RPGs.
Yeah, yeah. So they kind of want their Witcher 3 fix, or
Yeah.
whatever, or like a Skyrim
And
game, or
unfortunately,
you know what I mean. It's like
unfortunately,
they want something that will kind of like appeal to that market, which is obviously what they're doing. They're just trying to get into that RPG crowd on that bandwagon, just like now with samurai games. These different like games set in Japan and whatnot. So it's like now they're gonna hop onto it. I'm surprised
yeah,
Capcom hasn't made a brand new Onimusha game yet. All he did was
they had
the
that's
HD
they have Dragon's Dogma,
release of
bro.
the first one, which is like 2019.
That's what it is, though. They have Dragon's
Yeah,
Dogma.
yeah. I
They
I
have
guess. I
they
mean,
they have They have their RPG
It's not really
game.
set in Japan, but I mean, it's still like a Japanese
But what I mean is
type of
like
game.
they have their like
Technically.
they have their RPG created character game that can fill the niche of those like RPG heads or whatever. But
Yeah. Hmm.
you know,
Or
a
even
lot of
like
the
Monster
people,
Hunter, I guess, in a way.
yeah, or Monster Hunter. So a lot of these people like again, if you like Assassin, I don't know how you can like Assassin's Creed and then like that it's an RPG. Like that doesn't, it honestly doesn't even make sense to me. Like
Yeah.
how you can go from like a stealth game where like a lot of it was about like talking to characters and kind of like hiding and like tailing people and using stealth and um blending in with crowds and stuff. How can you go from that from an RPG and then tell me that you like that? Like why would, it's like if
Right.
the Arkham games all of a sudden became an RPG or like
That's kind of
or
what they were
some,
doing with Gotham Knights in a way.
yeah, and then of course it's going to be far worse. It's like it's cheap. It's like, but it's not even about it
Mhm.
being cheap. It's more so
Yeah, it
like
is. Yeah.
it's more so
They're
it's
like
more so just
trading their identity.
yeah, it's like you change your identity and then these fans want to pretend like, oh, I still love it. It's like, what do you still love about it? Like none of the characters from the, like with Assassin's Creed, none of the characters that you like returned. It's a new game, it's an RPG,
Hmm.
and it's nothing like what you loved about the other games. So how can you like sit here and praise this like new game? It's like what are you talking about? You know, like I get like I
Right.
feel like people that,
Yeah. Well, I
you know,
mean,
when
we know
people
why a
talk
lot of
about,
them are praising it because it checks all the boxes. And then
you
also you
know,
got the simps out there who's gonna like support and buy the new Assassin's Creed games no matter what.
you know how they say toxic masculinity or toxic negativity or whatever, people like to throw that
Hmm.
term, even though I think that term is bullshit anyway.
Yeah.
But well, like you know that over like when they talk about everything that's not incredibly feminine is automatically considered toxic.
Hmm.
But at the same time, there's also toxic positivity where
Yep.
nothing can
That's
be
true.
bad.
Yeah.
Everything is good no matter what. And I think that's what,
There's always something positive about whatever the new thing is.
yeah, and don't get me wrong, you can
Yeah.
also see positives in things that are new. Like you could see positives in it, but like at a certain point, it's like, all right, this is like mental like gymnastics now. Like now you're just not like, now you're just saying shit just because you want to be a contrarian, or
Hmm.
you're just doing whatever mental games you need to do with yourself in order to make yourself feel better, you know? Like, or just say, yeah, I want to buy the new thing no matter what
Yeah.
because I have no self control.
And to
So
Road Royce comment about Japanese politicians being pissed off, and obviously the Japanese people are pissed off as well. Yeah, because now they gotta. It's like they're making it worse for themselves. That being Ubisoft, and you know a lot of people are not happy with it. And you got people like, oh, it sold. The pre-orders are doing really well, and it's like, is it really?
I
Because
can't
I don't know,
imagine it's doing well in Japan.
yeah, that just seems kind of sketchy to me, to be honest. I don't know.
But also, Ubisoft is a
It could be
multi-million-dollar
true,
company.
but yeah. So who
It's like I
knows?
mentioned in the last
But
podcast. They
even
could
still,
buy,
yeah, pre-orders could be looking good, but again, like people
but
can
think
cancel
about
their
it.
pre-orders, and then also what's going to happen with release? What's going to happen then?
But
And
also,
you know you
corporations
got people. Hmm.
corporations can pre-order the game, inflate the numbers,
Yeah, I
right?
remember you had mentioned that. Where
And then
what was that? The comic industry does that. You said.
and also the especially modern wolf comics do it, but also the music industry
Yeah.
does that. So you can have a thing where they
Yeah,
pre-order
it's kind of
the game
another thing is it's kind of funny.
and
People
cancel it.
mention this is like a little wrestling related that with AEW, Tony people have speculated that Tony Khan will buy like a bulk of the tickets
I
that are
believe it.
being sold. So and apparently it was
Yeah.
a thing years ago with like TNA where they would like people or tickets will be bought for their shows and whatnot, things like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when you
And
like pay someone for positive press in a way.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And think about a pre-order. How easy is it to cancel pre-order? So they could say pre-orders are sold out, make people think that, oh yeah, Japan has no problem with it. They buy it, then they just pull out their pre-orders. They like, who cares as long as the game makes money on the day it comes out. If you catch my drift. If you're talking, I can't hear you at all. By the way.
Oh, Sanji, I think that's how you say your name. Finish it. Uh, I forgot where I stopped off, and so I don't know if there was anything like. At least I can't remember if there was anything concerning about the translation. But I think I saw people make mention of the Trail series having some shitty localization issues in past. I think like some of the recent games that came out. So that's unfortunate. All these games are being like plagued with like terrible localization. And they got people like,
Yeah.
oh well, it's not that big of a deal, or we got to pick our battles and shit like that. It's like no, it's like it's terrible localization. That's
Why?
throughout the
My
game.
question
That's
is
not something
always, why do
to
you?
just ignore.
Why
Yeah,
do
what do you
people
say?
need to fucking play? Like, my thing is like, why do you need to like defend and play the game no matter what? Like, it's
Yeah,
okay if you just skip a game. It's all right. It's all
I
right.
skipped
It's okay.
Grand Blue Fantasy because of the translate the localization and also the censorship.
Nothing about
So
Assassin's Creed has been memorable in the last like 5 games they made. People talk about how much they love
really,
the gameplay, like the hardcore like RPG fans, and there's a lot of I was gonna say this before. There's a lot of crossover between
mm-hmm.
hardcore RPG fans and like weirdo degenerates. I noticed. Like, I'm not talking about like RPGs like Final Fantasy or whatever, like, or just like that kind of like romancing like Dragon Age fan base, or um Assassin's Creed Odyssey, or like Baldur's Gate 3. There's a lot of like that like shipping Tumblr like Mass Effect kind of like fan base, where even though I like Mass Effect, the older ones at least, um a lot of those people are very pro all that weird like degenerate shit.
Same.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
There's a lot
true.
of
Yeah.
people,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of crossover between them, and those people, of course, like, they don't really care about these series. They're just like, oh, I get to do my weird shipping. I get to live out like this like literal fantasy of like, you know what I'm saying? It's not even about the game being good. It's about like just like, oh, I can romance this character. How many times in the past would you see people go crazy talking about characters you can romance and stuff? And like, oh, you can romance this character in Dragon Age or that character. I'm like thinking, but you do realize this gameplay is leaving a lot to be desired. Like,
Mm-hmm.
is the game even fun? Are you only playing it to ship
Yeah.
characters together? It's like,
Yeah.
it's
So I think
crazy
that
to me.
priorities like
Yeah. So there's a lot of crossover between those
in
fan bases. So again,
the
like, they're
wrong
trying to,
places. It's like there was
yeah.
some people that were annoyed with. I'm thinking to myself like, who cares? Is the story good? Is the writing good? Are the characters well written and fleshed out? Is the gameplay good? Like, you know what I mean? It's
Assassin's
like,
Creed,
is it
um,
is the AI functional?
Elden Ring is one of the highest selling games right now. Like, it did very well. It's like a massive hit. And that game, as far as I know, you don't really have any like direct romances, or there's nothing too like, they don't go into too much detail about romancing characters if there is any. I know you could become like a consort, I think, or something like that, but it's like, it's not really like a major part of the game. And it shows you that like people can play RPGs and like
Mm-hmm.
RPGs without having to have shoved in romances and bullshit like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, it's just like, that's always been a thing. Like the DeviantArt artists, the Rule 34 artists, the people that play like Dragon Age and all that stuff. There's a lot of crossover between them, and a lot of them are like highly
Yeah.
liberal women, or
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, like gay men or whatever. I'm saying unfortunately, like in the sense that like, not that being gay is unfortunate, but like more so, like that's just what the fan base, a lot of that fan base is. Just go on any
Trans
like
people
trans
as
people, like
well.
like Tumblr, Pinterest, any site like that, you're gonna find a
Yeah.
lot of the. Mhm.
Definitely Tumblr.
You're gonna find a lot of
At least,
people that like
I can remember.
they're gonna be
I
talking
don't even know
about.
if Tumblr is much of a thing anymore.
Well, they're gonna talk about how, like, this character, I love this character, I like shipping this character, I like this. They like talking about like, oh, I love Garrus, I want to ship Garrus with this character, or ship that character
Mm-hmm.
with whatever. And a lot of those times, those people they're very casual with the actual gameplay. They're just
Yeah.
hardcore
Yeah.
about the romancing options and stuff. So I think, like, again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like beating a dead horse here, but there's a lot of crossover between those two fan bases, and it has to be acknowledged. You know and
Yeah.
that's also happens to be the people that are in the industry pushing all this woke shit too.
Mm-hmm.
So
What's up, Christian Freitas? Oh yeah,
the free
Kotaku Australia. We'll be getting into that. Obviously the Indiana Jones game not going on.
And I kind of wish that people would just accept, like, I think the one thing is for people, it's hard to take accountability and accept being wrong or just accept the truth because they don't like how it makes them feel or they might have a perceived negativity about it. Like, if you're playing the game, I would rather if somebody's going to play Indiana Jones, regardless, just say you're going to play it no matter what because you love Indiana Jones. Don't try to make excuses for the game. Even though either way it's still bullshit and it's still weak as hell, at least you're admitting that you're just going to play it because you love the character instead of trying to like gaslight and act like the shit that's there, that's shoved in isn't there.
Yeah, it's like because it's like when people like act like that, it's like I'm supposed to take what you're saying seriously about something else that you have no attachment to. But when it comes to something that you do have an attachment to, whether if it's like you've been there from the beginning or you're like some diehard fan, or even if you just like enjoy it, whatever the reason may be, you have some type of attachment to it, and now you're trying to like making very obvious seem like a possibility that it's not the case, when if it was something that they had no attachment to, they would be like no, it's woke, it's trash, or there's a lot of red flags here. But when it's something, let's just wait and see. It may end up being good. This isn't true. That's not true. And again, it's
Like
then when
Indiana
it comes
Jones or
to other
Ghostbusters
topics at hand,
or
then
Final Fantasy 13.
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, if not
Yeah.
13, I'm
So
sorry, Final Fantasy in
yeah,
general now.
16. Well,
No, I meant Final Fantasy 16.
oh yeah,
I misspoke there.
you cut out.
No, I said that if I meant 16, I just misspoke. Or the remake of 7 of Final Fantasy 7.
Oh yeah, rebirth and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, Rebirth and stuff or the remakes
Yeah,
or whatever.
Toby. Fuck Shift Up.
Shift Up or
I'm
Sellouts?
probably gonna make a video about that at some point. But yeah, definitely, because they definitely lost a lot of good faith built with a lot of other people. So
But you want to hear something crazy? You know what's crazy about Shift Up? They made so much money with they made so much money with the first game, with the first Stellar Blade, and Nikke, that like now they're probably like, oh fuck it, we don't care because now we have fuck you money, you know?
yeah, that's what it is. They went public in the same week. You seeing ESG appear in their
They're
hiring
hiring,
application. Yeah, on their site, on the website. So not good
yeah.
at all.
It's like they
Because
made
first you get all
money.
right to go in public. That doesn't sound good, and then days later, you see that pop up about ESG when it comes down to their hiring process. So
Never underestimate
I mean,
greed.
obviously there was other things on there besides that, but
I mean, it's there though. You have to call it out. It's ESG playing. They want to have an
yeah, of
ESG
course.
advocate
I'm
there.
I'm just saying. Other people will probably be like, "Oh, they had other things on the application besides ESG," and it's like, yeah, we know, but we're pointing out what's really alarming, which is the ESG part.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean,
that
it's
hip
just
playing Neo
disingenuous.
2. Neo 2 is a really good game. Very good. I agree.
So is Elden Ring. You're just gonna get mad a
People
lot.
people should not ignore it because it has similarities to Dark Souls. I would go out character creation. Uh, I just think it, overall it's more appealing in my opinion. But yeah,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I
not
prefer
to
like
take anything away from Dark Souls though. I'm just saying I don't like the whole notion whenever it's a game that's inspired by Dark Souls that it gets dismissed or it's not as good just because it's not a Dark Souls or Elden Ring, or it's just simply there's up there just because it's similar to it does not automatically mean it's not good or not as good or even better in some regards.
I
That's just my
think
take.
I think so. When it comes to like Neo and Elden Ring and those games, I think that a lot of people copy the homework, but they don't understand why people like those games. So, for example, like you have a lot of clones of the games. Like, I'm not saying Neo is necessarily a straight up like Dark Souls clone because it's not. It's different. But I think that if you look at like that games, those games and what they were, and you compare it to something like Neo, I think if you're playing Neo, you don't really like Souls games. You really don't like. That's not the thing that you really want to play. You want to play an action RPG. That's different. You want to play an action RPG. Like, you don't really want to play a Souls game. I think like a lot of people copy them, but From Software really just does that gameplay the best because they were the innovators of it. It's like it's like copying the homework but without understanding it. So I don't think Neo 2 is a bad game or anything. I'm just saying that I don't even consider it like a true Souls game, honestly. I think that they're just different. I think like most people that they prefer like Neo because the faster pace and like I guess the difficulty not being as extreme and stuff and whatever, like the way the game is set up. I think that
I don't know. Difficulty is
they
pretty
don't really want
extreme
to they
in
don't
Neo
really want
one
to
and two.
it's not the same, man. It's not the same. It's just not. I mean, you saw when I was fighting Melania. Guarantee you there's not a single boss in Neo 2 that is as bad as that fight, or even Sekiro. Like with Genichiro and like Ishin and stuff, like they're just not. It's not that I'm not saying they're easy. They're just not as difficult. And I'm not saying that difficulty makes it good. I'm
Well, at
just
least
saying
Neo
that
doesn't have the bullshit in Dark Souls or in Elden Ring has.
yeah, I get that, but I also understand that as well. I just think that like a part of it is that people don't really want to play those games because like again like to me the problems with Elden Ring and Dark Souls are not the difficulty, it's the application of certain things. Like obviously like I mentioned in another podcast we did like when you're walking through the fog and they're able to hit you through the fog, right? That's an example. Or like the camera being wonky and you got these bosses flipping all over the place. Like if they were able to fix those technical problems, I think the games would be much more accessible. That's why Sekiro is generally like a lot more people have beaten Sekiro than some of these Souls games because Sekiro is more accessible in a way. You don't have to make a build. You have a parry button. The game is faster paced, and some of the stuff that's annoying in the Souls games are toned down in Sekiro because it's just not like they're different. You don't have like enemies like smacking you through fog as much. You don't have to make a correct build or die brutally because it's not really a true RPG. So I just think that people who like those games is fine. They can like them, but I think that again, they don't. I don't think they really like Souls games anyway. They just like RPGs, which is nothing wrong with that. But I don't think that's the same
Hmm.
audience. Is what I'm saying necessarily.
No, I agree. I'm just saying like the notion where people like they kind of lump them together just because
Yeah.
similarities, but I do think I think they're their own thing. There's a lot that stands out that is I wouldn't even really necessarily call it like a Souls clone. Really, like
Yeah.
it's
It's
kind
like
of
a
like a
light.
hybrid
It's
of
like
like Ninja
light.
Gaiden. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like Ninja Gaiden with some like Souls elements to it. I just like again like
yeah.
I just don't think it's the same audience. I think like people who like you like they're not the same. And I think just I get it. Some people don't want to deal with the bullshit of FromSoft games. I totally understand that. I just think that those people that want to play Neo, that want to play Code Vein, they don't want a lot of those players don't necessarily want what comes with Dark Souls and Elden Ring. And I'm not saying it to like as an elitist or anything like that. Like I think that those games have tons of bullshit. I just think that like they you can't equate them.
Oh yeah, that hip. Yeah, Rise of the Ronin is really good. I'm trying to finish it. It's kind of going on a little bit longer than I would like.
Well,
It's like one of those
um,
games where it's like, all right, we're done yet, or okay, we'll still keep going. Okay, all right.
that hip. Remember that with Neo and Elden Ring, there are various differences. Yeah, Code Vein is a great game. I'm not shitting on any of those games. By the way, I'm saying this. I'm
Yeah,
not shitting on them.
Code Vein's really good.
Like
We
to
need a
be
sequel to
clear,
that.
they're fun games and they're great in their own right. I'm not shitting on any of the games. I'm just talking about like perception and fan base or whatever. But with Elden Ring, the thing is that Neo 2 and like all right, so for example, you're saying Neo 2 has way better combat, it's faster, has better variety gameplay, but and the builds are so freaking good. But the diversity that you'll get in a build in Elden Ring is it to me in my opinion, the variety in Elden Ring with like the way you could build your character, the weapons that you get, the ashes of war that you have, the combat, there's way more variety. It is slower paced, but again, like I feel like if I want to play a game like Neo, for me personally, I'd rather them make a Ninja Gaiden 3 than a Ninja Gaiden 4 than a Neo. Because if I want that kind of gameplay, I want to play like a character action game. I don't want it to be an RPG. Because to me, like
Mhm.
Neo is like a ninja. Is like you said, like it's heavily inspired by Ninja Gaiden.
Well, we definitely need
So
another Ninja Gaiden game. So,
so
well,
again, like
maybe they'll do that after Rise of the Ronin.
I like the slow gameplay of Elden Ring. I like the slow gameplay of Dark Souls because again, like you have so much variety of builds. It's not really a character action game, and it doesn't play like one. But again, there's nothing wrong with Neo or Code Vein or anything like that. It's just like I don't think the fan bases are the same, even though there's crossover.
Yeah, teach their own. You know.
Yeah, there's crossover,
So
but it's not the same fan base
yeah,
because
you
there's
know
a
which
lot of
one I
people
wanted
that
to try? Liza P. That's another one.
yeah, Liza
That
P.
looks pretty good.
I heard that
I
one's
like
pretty
the
good.
whole like aesthetic and well, the whole story of Pinocchio and all that.
But
So
do you get to make a character in Liza P?
no,
Yeah, so that's
you
another
have
thing.
like
I like
armor
making my
and all
character.
that.
I
Yeah,
like making
yeah,
my character. I like to like really like get into that as well.
yeah. Me too. But hold on,
Yeah.
Spirit of Paradox. Jim Pot, you know what Spirit of Paradox is referring to?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so there's an Indian Booster Gold. It's I forgot the guy's name. Isn't it the guy from Harold and Kumar?
What?
Yeah, I think it is him that he's playing. Isn't he playing Booster Gold? Like, DCU is ridiculous. Like, I honestly think that all these like people in charge. I think that to be honest, they're incredibly racist.
What's up, I Man Rich? The Swag Lord.
Iman, Rich the Swag Lord, the man himself.
Iman? Is that how you say it?
Iman. I don't know. I'm assuming it's Iman. Iman. To me, it reminds me of Iman.
I
Could be
just thought in
wrong,
my
though.
head Iswat for some reason.
Correct us if we're
Iswat.
wrong. Yeah. Oh
You
yeah, the
remember
guy from
Iswat, right?
Eternals. Yeah. Yeah. Eswat. Yep. Eswat. That game was kind of sick though. I ain't gonna lie.
That's the old one.
Got the cyber
Yeah.
guys. You go to cyber prison. That shit is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the guy from the Eternals, and
Mhm.
yeah, like I don't think it's so that hip again. We could agree to disagree. I think it is very debatable because again, like you can do a lot of different things in Dark Souls and Elden Ring that you just don't have that same variety in Neo. But like I said, like to each their own. We could agree to disagree there. I don't think it's debatable at all because you have like straight up like you can be a straight. There's so many different like insane builds you can do in Elden Ring or Dark Souls games that like are entirely and completely mechanically different from each other based on like what you specialize in. Um, so Neo has some variety too. Obviously, I just don't think that it's the same at the same level. But again, if you like Neo 2 more,
I
that's
keep
fine,
forgetting
bro.
an Iron Core came out.
Yeah, Armored Core. I wanted to get that game, Sanji. I never ended up getting it. I remember I talked to Revenue a lot about it because I love like mech. I like mechs and like, um, like robot like games with like mechs and robots in it. And I really wanted it,
It's
and
a
I
good
just never
series
bought it.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the older ones. I really like the older Armored Cores a lot. But I maybe it's probably really cheap now. I could probably scoop it up. And RoboCop. I got to get RoboCop as well.
Mm-hmm. What else? I gotta get It's been a few Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, the remaster. Gotta
Yeah.
get that. That's definitely cheap now. I've seen it for Amazon on Amazon for like $18. So
Yeah, that's gonna be good. I mean it's $18
but
now, so definitely worth it.
yeah.
I need to get that RoboCop though. That's what I
Mhm.
really want.
I like the
Throw a
original.
motherfucker,
So.
throw a motherfucker out a window. Throw a monitor at his head.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Nocturne's hard, yeah.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
all
know
the
if they
games are
changed
kind of challenging
anything
though.
with the yeah, no, they are known for being hard. So
Yeah. I think
they
if you're gonna
actually
get it,
in the remaster they have a easier difficulty you can download. I think it's like for free.
I think you're kind of like
But
if you know
yeah.
if you're getting a Shin Megami Tensei game, you're kind of like just accepting that it's gonna be hard. That's like comes with
Yeah,
the that
because
comes with the
Digital Devil
territory.
Saga 1 and 2 are pretty hard too. So
Yeah, exactly. You're just you know what you're getting with
if
those.
one, yeah, and from what I played of Nocturne on PS2, it's actually, it is hard. The only
Yeah.
thing that's annoying is that you have to actually pay to get Dante in this one because they have the I forgot his name. He's from Devil Summoner. He was actually in the original release that I believe was in Japan.
It's
And
kind of funny.
then when
Yeah.
the West got it, they got Dante instead. But now it's like you have the guy from Devil Summoner and then Dante, you can purchase him as DLC and they'll swap the guy out from Devil Summoner for Dante.
I was gonna say, funnily enough, in Devil May Cry 3, the designs for his demon forms, his devil forms,
Mm-hmm.
they're inspired by. I mean, they were done by the same artist, so they kind of look like Shin Megami Tensei character, like monsters. If you look at the
Oh
designs,
wow.
yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
so.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
If you compare the DMC3 like devil triggers to I forgot what game it was, but there's clear parallels. What was the one where they transform? That wasn't Persona, right? Well, which one was that?
You talk about another Atlas game?
No, it was a wasn't it Shin Megami Tensei, the one on PS2? The
That's
one where they
Digital
transformed
Devil
into
Saga.
monsters.
You transform into like these like
Yeah,
monsters.
and in Digital Devil Saga, you could clearly see that the same person who designed those monster forms designed Dante's devil triggers in DMC3 specifically. Toby says, "Is Shin Megami Tensei 4 Vengeance worth playing?"
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah,
Five. That's five.
I definitely want them to. Yeah, I want them to port over 4 and Apocalypse because I actually
Yeah.
wanted to play them. I actually wanted to get Apocalypse. I know you have it, so I would just ask you if I can just borrow it or whatever, and I'll bring it
Yeah,
back.
I told you you could play it.
But but Apocalypse Online is like fucking like $70 or something like that.
Yeah.
And even
Well,
more.
I don't have Apocalypse. I have Shin Megami Tensei 4. It's not Apocalypse, and I think that there are like significant differences between the two.
Yeah.
Like so that's the one that I have.
They are.
But
Yeah, they are.
I don't think I have Apocalypse, so I don't know. Maybe I do. I have to check.
Toby,
but-
yeah, I would say 5 is worth it. Well, Vengeance specifically, obviously.
Yeah.
I
I never
actually
played
had
it. So.
a lot of significant changes to it. They improved a lot from the original release. I didn't play the original one because it was on Switch. And I also heard there's a lot of issues, technical issues, and a few things that they wish were there. So it apparently this is like the Shin Megami Tensei 5 that the creator really wanted to make.
That's what they all say.
Whatever, it wasn't possible.
That's
so,
what they all say.
Yeah. So who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, that's what I'm
Because
saying.
then they release the game like, oh yeah, buy it or whatever. And then they make the other version of it. It's like this is what I really intended. So you telling us, oh, we should buy it. It's gonna be great. But then you're basically putting down the original release in a way.
Yeah, it's like this is the real, true, definitive version,
Yeah.
like director's cut of Resident Evil, which is ass.
Yeah.
It's far worse.
But SMT5 Vengeance, I gotta get that one too. That's another one. But I want to get Nocturne first.
Yeah, I never played it, so I have no opinion on it, and I don't want to I can't really say much about it.
Yeah. So
So yeah, but it looks cool. It does.
oh, re-released as an afterthought. Kind of, yeah, yeah. Because especially if you got the original, then it's kind of like, unless there's like significant like improvements that are worth it, then I understand. But I don't know. I guess it really depends on the game or like how invested the person is in the series.
Yeah.
So
The last RPG I
because
beat
like
was Elden Ring.
what was it?
So
Just 11. What was the last RPG I beat? Infinite Discovery. I
okay.
want to say. Oh wait, no, no,
No, what?
no. Wait, wait. Was
No,
it? No, no, no.
Lost Odyssey.
No, I already beat. Yeah, that was that, and Near Replicant because I couldn't finish it because my PS4 had broke down, and then I had to play it all over again on PS5, which is kind of I kind of prefer that. Because I couldn't since my PS4 was like completely like dead. I couldn't transfer any of my data from any of my games or anything like that. The only thing I carried over was my trophies. So,
Yeah.
but that was about it.
Yeah,
So,
because like
um,
the reason why it took me so long to be Elden Ring is because I was like, it's just I didn't have the time to like dedicate to it, so I took like a break from it
yeah,
because
those
that game
games
you got
require a lot. It's like
a
you
lot of
know,
like attention.
yeah, like long
So then
games or even like games that are like really difficult. Like sometimes I'll take a break and then it's like months later I'll go back to it. Maybe even like a year later, depending like what I get like sidetracked by. If something else appeals to me at the time, not even necessarily like a new game. It could be like an old game. Just trying to get rid of clear your backlog a bit.
yeah, and also yeah,
Uh,
it's also like I finally got around to finishing it not that long ago,
mhm.
and yeah, like it was that game was crazy. I think like the next RPG game, like I'm thinking about playing something else soon too, but I have to like really like think about it because I feel like RPGs are like a time dump as well. So I want to make sure whatever I commit to, I actually want to finish because like the way I am is like I get like sucked into them. I get like go all in, you know?
Yeah. What's up, Y2 Viral, and what's up, Emerald Taurus? Uh, that hip was my favorite SMT game and Persona. I can't really. I try to get into Persona, but I just can't. I tried to get into 3 on PS2 like years ago, um, and I was having. I don't know. It was like hard for me to get into it, and then 5, I was trying to get into it, and I don't know. It's like something about the pacing is kind of like I don't know. It's just like it's not. It's like it starts off pretty good at first, and then like it has like this like slow burn to it, and it just takes a while for it to really like pick up again. Um, with SMT, I would say what was it? SMT, I would say Digital Devil Saga. It's hard to say one or two because they kind of like continue off of each other.
Yeah.
So
Well, Persona for me, Persona's never really been my bag anyway. Like, I kind of like again, like I have to really get into it,
oh
especially
yeah,
when they
Tokyo
have
Trails, time dump, definitely, yeah. That's another
yeah,
thing.
because
It's like
I like Trails
they
though,
like kind of
because
like throw too much at you and like sidetrack you too much.
I actually do like Trails a lot, but that was my whole point. It's like I get sucked into them. Like Persona, like for me to play an RPG game where you really have to focus on character bonds and stuff, I have to really like the game and get into it because I otherwise like they just become monotonous. They become like a chore to me, you know. But
Yeah,
like
no, I agree. Yeah,
I do really like
they
Trails of
do
Cold
feel like
Steel
a
though.
choice sometimes.
Yeah, I do like Trails of Cold Steel though. I
Yeah,
really do like
Sanji,
that game.
Soul Hackers 2 is another one I want to check out. Yeah, Soul Hackers 2. That
Yeah,
one
Soul
went down in
Hackers too.
price too, so I can probably pick that one up too. So,
Yeah,
anyway, should we let Son send out the links?
yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
All right, cool. Jinpachi, you never finished Shin Megami Tensei 4, right? Or have you?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I
Did you
did
get
not.
far?
I
Oh.
played it for a while. I don't know how far I got, honestly. I don't remember. I had played it for a little bit though. I definitely wasn't in the beginning. But I didn't get very far in it. I don't remember being that toward the end. Might have been like I might have still been in like the first third of the game, to be honest. But I can still, like I said, I'll let you borrow it. You can, I mean, if you really want to play it, I don't have any investment in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
I just said, the thing is, it's like you have so many games you want to play, and that's why, like, what I was saying before. Unfortunately for me, RPGs usually have to take a back seat. Like, for example, like let's say, like, for example, like, if I'm playing like a really long RPG, and then something like Devil May Cry comes out, or like whatever other game, like that usually will take my immediate attention away from like the RPGs, which is one of the other reasons why it took me so fucking long to be Elden Ring. I finally like finished that game. But yeah, definitely send out the links.
No, I hear you on that. Yeah, I'm sending them out now. If anyone in the chat wants the link, let me know. Because I was gonna give Reborn and Spirit of Paradox the link on Discord, but I closed it because I figured it would make StreamYard act less retarded.
Okay. Some Emerald Taurus says, I don't play much of JRPGs. I mostly played Pokemon and Yakuza Like a Dragon. I didn't like that. Also, I didn't like the idea at first, but for an RPG, I think it was cool. It's fine. It's fine. I guess I always prefer Yakuza to be like, if I had a choice, I would like abandon the RPG stuff, to be honest. But that's like a personal preference.
Yeah, I liked Like a Dragon. I'm not gonna talk about Infinite Wealth because I already had talked about that. I mean, I didn't play it, but I'm definitely avoiding it for reasons. But with Yakuza Like a Dragon, I thought it was good for what it was. But I definitely prefer the real time like beam up combat. And
Yeah. It's
if
more
they were to like
satisfying.
abandon, yeah, it is. If they were to abandon the RPG gameplay in the Yakuza games, then I wouldn't mind. I would just say like just make a new IP and incorporate that, and also that probably would allow them to do more with it because again, you want to have things incorporated into the combat and the style of gameplay that fits Yakuza. And if you do that with a new IP, then you wouldn't be held down with anything like that to kind of just like go all out and be like as experimental as you want to be.
Yeah. I found the decision of going to an RPG to be baffling, to be honest. It really baffled me. I don't understand what the intention was behind that. Like, so I'm not gonna harp on
Yeah,
it
I don't
too
know. It's
much
kind of like
because it's just not my cup of tea. Like the RPG aspects of Yakuza 7, like a dragon or whatever. But I don't understand it. I don't understand why they went an RPG route. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess for me, the fun of Yakuza was like always like smacking like 7 guys, watching them fly around, hitting them with like bicycles and shit like that, real time, doing all the crazy heat moves and stuff. And like, I just feel like as an RPG, a lot of that is lost. You can still do heat moves, but they don't feel as interactive. But that's just me. And yeah, Toby is right though. A trail series is definitely a time dump, but I do enjoy them. Yeah, I think Like a Dragon should have been a spin-off game. I think like if it was a spin-off, it would have been I probably would I probably wouldn't have minded it as much.
yeah. I actually had mentioned that before. Actually, because did a review on it, and actually the last game review I ever did, where I remember I had mentioned that I think it would have been received well if it was like a side game, because I know a lot of people were very like mixed on it. They're probably still mixed on it even now, and yeah, I definitely think it would have been better off if it was like a side game, and then go from there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I agree with Solo with Lost Judgment, where they can clearly improve upon like the combat. So, I don't think it's a matter where it's like they probably felt like the series was going stale with the combat. I think there was probably other reasons to it. Maybe they felt like, I don't know, maybe like some people like convinced themselves that, oh, maybe if it's like a JRPG, it would do well, because I guess like they probably saw the success of Persona 5 and the Final Fantasy games or the series.
Hey,
as
you
a
know
whole.
what? It does have a vibe that does seem like Persona-ish. Now that I think about it, I know the guy is inspired by Dragon Quest or whatever, but
Yeah,
when you look
like
at
the
when you look
UI
at the
and everything, yeah,
and the
yeah,
interactions
yeah.
between
That was the
characters,
thing.
it really does remind me of Persona way more than Dragon Quest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But RPGs for me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like everyone watching, like I'm very selective with RPGs. Like I said before, like
Hi.
Hey Christian, how's it going? I
Good.
I like
Hey, what's up, Christian?
I like RPGs, but I definitely prefer like more like character action games, like even action RPGs. But the aspect I like about Souls games is that like you feel like you're playing a third person action game, but it is an RPG. It does feel like very balanced in both directions of, you definitely have to memorize patterns and move out the way like more of a typical action game, but then you also have you have to pay attention to your armor, stats, abilities and shit like that. I think that that's a great balance between the two, and that's why I like those games a lot. But traditional RPGs are like way harder for me to get into nowadays. Like the last one that I was like really into, like crazy into, besides Trails, was Fairy Fencer F, which is like a stupid that game is barely like borderline shovelware, but it's like I had so much fun with it. Like it's crazy. Because like some people will say I know it sounds like crazy calling it shovelware, but it just felt like a cheap RPG game that like I don't know how to explain it. It was just like very very low budget, like talking pictures, barely any cutscenes, but like the gameplay and what the story was like so good. I thought the characters were so funny that I just really got into it. It was so funny to me, so fun.
Yeah, I no, I agree. Persona 5 has been milked like crazy.
Yeah, it definitely
way
has.
more than 4 at this point. And 4 was out like since like I think 4 came out like what, 2008, 2009.
But
Something like that.
Solo makes a
So.
point. He says they put out more Virtual Fighter 5 editions. Fuck Virtual Fighter 5 in a way, but they need to, because in the end of the day, they could have brought the series back, and they really just need to make a Virtual Fighter 6, because they never addressed the reasons why 5 failed. And I really need a 3D fighter to come out to check Tekken and their BS, because unfortunately for me, like I'm very like I'm really leaning away from Tekken 8, because I don't like how they changed the gameplay quite a bit. Like they really like, in my opinion, negatively changed the gameplay. So I really hope that Virtual Fighter 6 can come out and I can have a true 3D fighter where everything is not a 50-50, everything is not a one button comeback mechanic. Characters don't have armor in between strings and shit like that. Like Tekken 8 is like way too aggressive. So I do want Virtual Fighter to come back with a 6. All they have to do is add more
Me too.
all they have to do is add more what's it called? Not appeal, like what's the word for it? This is a term for it. Like just make the designs a little bit more like engaging. The presentation, that's what it is. The presentation of Virtual Fighter has always kind of sucked.
So especially since 4. So I really think that they should improve the
So I was right. Yeah, they were the pioneer of 3D fighting games.
They were, and it's a shame.
It's crazy. Like they're almost like it's almost like non-existent when it should
But
still be going strong even now.
like I'm gonna explain something.
Unfortunately, I think a lot of it has to do with like how Sega has handled the series. Like they could have done more to kind of like push the boundaries more. Like just overall, just do more with the series. It felt like
it's
it was
the
kind
presentation.
Of like they would improve on things from previous Virtua Fighter games, but it would be so like
minuscule.
It wouldn't be enough. It wouldn't. It never felt like it really like went into like the next gear, if you know what I mean.
But it's entire. But to me, like I said, the problem is entirely in the presentation because again, like the things that are. So I'll put it this way: Virtua Fighter was the innovator. It was an innovator, and the thing is that the reason why I like Virtua Fighter is that it's very technical. I like how technical it is. It's not the older games, even 5. They're not really flashy. They're more like they're very focused and very technical. And and to be good at those games, it requires you to like really understand the characters and understand the how to counter things, understand what's punishable, all this shit. Then you have Tekken 6, and before that, Tekken also filled that niche but had better presentation, which is why I always preferred Tekken. Because Tekken was always very technical, but since 7 and 8 came out, 7 started leaning in that direction, and then 8 went crazy with the aggression and armor and all that bullshit that it lost that identity, but Virtua Fighter hasn't lost it yet. So all Virtua Fighter has to do is just make the game more visually appealing, like better menus, better music, more dynamic, like make the fights just look more over the top, but it should play and still have that same grounded style. Like, for example,
I don't want them going into cutscene territory with the moves.
Well, I'll give you an example. That one thing that like, so with Tekken 7 they added, and Tekken 8 they have the thing where when you're at your final round, everything goes into slow motion, and then like it kind of builds up anticipation for who's gonna win the match, right? Like you don't know who's gonna win. You both have low health. You're both doing an attack, and you can see like the slow motion causes like it gives you like a little bit of suspense. That doesn't change the gameplay at all. It's the exact same game. All that does is just make the presentation more exciting. That's an example of something they can do in Virtua Fighter. Or like when you do a throw, your opponent has to hit. Your opponent has to eat the throw anyway. It's basically a cutscene. So they should show, make it look more dynamic. Maybe like if you do it like I use Do, who's a judo character. Maybe when you do a judo throw and they have like really low health, it just kind of zooms in on the judo throw and makes it look all like badass when you finish them with it. Have their clothes tatter up. Maybe have them have like bruises and stuff. Like just make the presentation better, and people will play it. I don't think they had to like alter the gameplay style. Yeah, suspense and anxiety.
Story mode.
And also the story. It's like I don't want to have to fucking read a booklet to get your story, especially on a 360 game. Like, come on, So, I like Dead or Alive, but the problem with Dead or Alive for me is the same.
Dead or Alive is really good.
I love Dead or Alive. I love it. Like in Dead or Alive, I use Bayman. Bayman's my main character in that game. But the problem for me with Dead or Alive is that it kind of has that same problem Tekken has, where like it's like. It's not as bad though. It's really not as bad as Tekken 8 at all. I'm not saying it's as bad, but there's just also that thing of like the game is kind of mashy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you have your frame data, whatever, but it is also a little all over the place.
Well, they kind of fucked themselves with 6. How they went with that?
Yeah, because 6 they have that mode where you like the way the special moves are. They might as well be heat. They're almost the same as heat moves. So. Kind of crazy, but yeah, Virtua Fighter needs to come back. Yeah, Dead or Alive 6 was trash. They had the mechanics they added. They even added that thing that was like a rage art. It might as well have been a rage art in Dead or Alive 5. And then Tekken added a similar thing as well. Like, yeah, but I do like the older Virtua Fighter. I mean, Dead or Alive. I mean, like Dead or Alive 5, I liked a lot. And then 6, they fell off. I just want less mashy. Yeah. I want less mashy and like a little bit more like a little bit more. I don't want to say grounded, but just make the gameplay a little more technical. Like, you know,
That's my thing, Toby. It's like the game looks great. Dead or Alive 6,
it does. It
it looks
does. It
great.
does.
I would go as far as say it looks better than Tekken 7.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it does. It does for sure.
like visually looks really good. I like the stages. The music's really good. The story to me was a letdown compared to 5. Not saying 5 had like this amazing story. It's just, you know, I don't think they really capitalized in what they had set up with 5.
Yeah.
And I also wish like the stages that were in the story mode were actually like within the game. That was kind of annoying
Yeah.
that they never did anything with that. And yeah, like visually looked good.
Look,
I did not like how grindy it was to unlock costumes, especially including the classic costumes.
and yeah, that's what it
else
was. It's like
They
it's the
fucked that shit up
censorship.
with the hair color, the hair dye.
Dead,
Yeah, the
Dead or
censorship.
Alive,
Yeah,
Dead or
'cause they
Alive
wanted
6 is
to
censored.
appeal to Evo and you know the wrong people.
So some people say, oh, but the costumes are still in the game. Yeah, but they're insanely grindy to unlock. And a lot of times they're trying to push you to buy microtransactions. So if you're playing the base game, you're not getting you're not getting nearly as much sex appeal as the old games had. Like they were I consider that a pseudo form of censorship.
Facts.
But you know, like here's my thing with fighting games, right? And look, you guys can I'm kind of like nutty with that stuff because like I'm like really into fighting games. There's always a balance, right? Like, and I know that you know what it is. It's like when you want to bring in new players, you don't want a lot of times the devs don't want them to get destroyed by veterans of the series, so they add mechanics to help them. That could be something like armor. It could be something like heat in Tekken 8. It could be one button comeback moves or whatever. And at a certain point, it's like you make so many comeback mechanics, you try to make it so accessible that you dumb the game down to the point where it's not fun anymore. Basically, like the way you limit skill is by adding more 50-50. So the more luck based,
Oh yeah,
you know,
Skullgirls. That was a train wreck. What happened with that?
Yeah, it was.
I don't even think they recovered after that because that was like they really fucked themselves up with that.
But
What's up?
you know the
boys?
whole
What's up, man?
what's up, Rolls?
What's up?
My whole thing is that you shouldn't have to make your game into a slot machine to limit skill. The good players are always going to become good, and the bad players are always going to be bad, and they're going to have fun regardless.
Yeah,
But the only thing that happens
Yeah.
is that you make abusable mechanics that good players will now abuse, and it'll ruin the game, which is what you see with Tekken. So again, if your move is highly evasive, then if I block it, it should be very punishable. If your move is very fast, then it should be, you know, weak or not jail into other moves. Or, you know, if you have like some crazy throw chain, like some crazy long throw chain that you have to learn like to like do effectively, then the breaks of those moves should have a pretty good window too, so you can break them. So my whole thing is like it should always be balanced, and I don't think fighting games know how to do that anymore because they're so worried about new players that the mechanics of the games are like they're just broken at their core. Like it's like they don't make sense anymore. Like you have like an evasive move that's armored that jails that you can't sidestep because that player that's new to the game has to be able to mash a better player or mash to victory. They have to be able to constantly attack and not have to defend, and that's not the spirit of what especially 3D fighters should be.
True. Very true, man. Very true, man. Facts. And about the fighting games you mentioned, like Tekken and the others, right?
Yeah.
And Street Fighter back in the day was what? Good mechanic games and all of that stuff you mentioned. It
Yep.
makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes sense. Exactly. And like think about this too. I'm gonna add one more thing here. All right. I'm gonna add this as an example. Anybody who plays Tekken knows what a rage art is. I think everybody here knows that.
Yep.
If I'm beating the shit out of you and you have low, let's say I have half my health and you have very low health, I shouldn't have to stop pressure because you might press one button, be armored, and then kill me with one button. That's literally what happens in Tekken 7 and Tekken 8. I'm not saying that I eat a bunch of rage arts because I know how to bait them out and then punish my opponent, but why do I have to stop all my pressure? Why shouldn't there be no burden on my opponent to learn how to actually defend my attacks when they can, again, press one button? I have half my health left now because I punched him. I did a jab, even like something as not a jab, because a jab you can like throw one jab or whatever. That's not. I'm not going to go into the details, but let's say I do a final attack. They press this button, time freezes, they armor through my attack, and then now I have to watch a cutscene, like a 10-second cutscene, and then instantly die. That is a terrible comeback mechanic. At least in Street Fighter, if you wanted to do an ultra or a super move for a comeback, you had to actually do an input, like a double Hadouken motion, a double Shoryuken motion, a charge attack, or whatever. So you're actually doing something to do that comeback move. But with Tekken, you literally just tap the R1 button and you hope and pray your opponent did an attack so you can insta-kill them. That is a terrible design philosophy, in my opinion.
I agree with you, man. It's just that video games today has no creativity, no passion, no talent, no skills. All they want to do is what? Make video games boring and not fun. All they want to do is what? Make fighting games so lame and boring.
Because they need, you know what it is? They need the players who, like for example, a lot of
They're
casual
playing to
players
the
who play,
lowest common denominator.
yeah, it's like casual players
Yup.
who don't want to learn the game. But I'm like, that if that person just wants to have fun with their friends, they're gonna like, I don't know how to even explain it. Like, they're gonna enjoy the game anyway. No one ever had a problem enjoying Tekken before 7 and 8. So I don't understand like this philosophy. Like, if people love the games and we're like really bad at them, like that's always been the case of the series. So I don't understand why they want new players to be able to just endlessly press buttons when that's not what Tekken is about. Tekken has never been about that. Tekken has always been about you find an opening and then you destroy your opponent. That's always been what it's been about. You play it safe, you look for an opening, and once you see like a window, you capitalize and then wreck their shit. Right? But again, you don't do that anymore. Now everything is pressure, everything is 50-50, so you never even get to retaliate.
You see, that's the problem. No creativity, no passion, no skills, no talented, no good art these days. It's all about agendas and pronouns and crap.
Yeah. And also
Yep.
Toby said hold on, let me read this comment actually.
But
Toby said, what made them think auto combos are a good idea? Yeah, auto combos are ridiculous. But let me tell you the worst part about auto combos. Auto combos are basically more complex combos and moves you can now do with one button, but they're not as good. They're weaker. I mean, not that they're weaker, but like they do like bullshit combos. They don't do really good combos. But what happens is that people. It's all right. So a hell sweep, instead of having to do a quarter circle motion into a hell sweep, they're like, I want to have one button hell sweeps. You can toggle auto combo on and off real time. So I can use auto combo just so I can spam a hell sweep and then turn it off so I can do my normal like ridiculous combos. So that's an example of like good players abusing a mechanic made for noobs.
yup, exactly
So
right.
it's wild. It's wild. I'll stop going on and on about it. I know it can be pretty fucking annoying because I am kind of complaining about it, but it's just because it's so egregious. It's really that bad.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you, man. It's
Yeah.
just that how game is today is ridiculous. Like I'd rather play classic games. I had a GameCube for years. I play classic games on that than this modern shit. I don't want to see the hell.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Royce, I'm a diehard lesser known media fan.
Right. Go ahead, Christian. Talk.
Yeah, but it's I find it sad that not a lot of people pay attention to lesser known media.
Yeah, I'm not on a lot of social media every day. It's too much.
No, I was saying I find it sad that not a lot of people know about obscure media.
No, they do not.
Obscure media, yeah. Well, that's because
Like,
a lot of the mainstream shit is always being like pushed out like aggressively. It's like always in your face, no matter what. And then something that's lesser known doesn't get the same attention, but a lot of times they're just as good or even better, especially nowadays. Like whether
Yeah.
if it's games,
It's more
movies,
accessible.
yeah, it's just like
it's
because
accessible for creators to make like unique, original, lesser known things, but it might be of quality or even better
Yeah.
quality, especially nowadays where you have like $300 million pieces of shit.
no
basically.
agendas, none of that. They just want to put
Or is
something
that
with
like
passion in there, and
overhyping lesser known
know.
stuff like the Murray Wilson animated series? What
Yeah.
you're doing in
Yeah,
here
Toby.
is a crime against nature. Do you
Very
hate
true.
me? Is that it? Do you hate God?
That's
Facts,
the question.
Christian.
That's the question, dude. You gotta ask. Do you hate God? That's actually very apt.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
These woke people don't like God. And I'm like,
And-
I don't like this woman, Fannie Willis. She went to church and preached
Yeah.
about racism. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is
yo,
church getting involved in politics? It should never get involved.
yo, Solo.
Go ahead.
Yeah, MK with the fatal blows are fucking terrible as well, bro. That is also a dumb mechanic. It's flashy, but it's also really dumb. You know, like I just miss the days when fighting games actually took skill and they were made for people who like the people that cared about the game got good at them. The people who didn't care had fun with their friends. You know. And they just played casually. Like I miss those days. I don't think you like just because you bought a game doesn't mean you should obligatorily automatically be good at it.
True.
That's it.
It takes
You know?
it takes time and skills to play better. It doesn't matter how long you practice, how long you play for years. You got to be better and better and learn the skills from the beginning. You know, it makes sense.
No, I agree. I agree.
Mhm.
You know, it's just one of those things, man. It's just one of those things. And like that's not just fighting
So,
games. That's like that's all games really.
Yep.
Should we get to the topics?
Yeah, let's get to those topics.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been almost an hour and a half.
The
But,
formula is
no, it's
working
all good,
then.
though.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, that's what Ricardo Belli said.
Hmm.
Who?
The
Ricardo
formula
from
is
Ducking
working
Ground.
then.
Cardo Belly, huh?
Oh,
That's
The
a thing.
evil uncle of Fiona.
Oh
I
yeah,
remember
that's I remember that
So
thing.
what's the
Yeah. Good movie.
Emerald Taurus. Yeah, the way you unlock characters
Let's
now,
see.
you don't get them from playing the damn game. You get them from putting your credit card numbers on PSN. That's how you get unlock characters now.
What the hell? That's the most stupidest thing I ever heard. What the
Yeah, right.
fuck? I'm not gonna put my credit card.
I'm
Fuck.
saying that it's a joke because like most
Yeah.
fighting games now, you don't unlock characters. You gotta fucking buy them. That's the only way to unlock them. You buy the
Yeah.
DLC, buy them,
Season
pay
pass. all
pay
that, yeah.
pay your $5 McDonald's fee so you can have your brain dead win character. Because that
real.
also sells the DLC as well. The DLC characters are usually overtuned because they want people to buy the character and be good with them day one. You know, that's a whole nother thing in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So,
David Francisco, I beat Elden Ring's the base game. I beat the final boss with my fist, bro. Like, I literally used I just gave him the hands. And also, they keep talking about King of Fighters in the chat. I'm also a big fan of King of Fighters as well. Like, I really love that series. My favorite character is my mains were Kaio and Terry Bogard. So everybody who's watching, I'd love to know like what your favorite characters are because I really do love King of Fighters as well. But,
I think the only one I played was with you years ago. It was it 14 or 13 on 360?
It was it the 2D one or the 3D one?
It was 2D.
3D?
2D.
It might have been.
Yeah. We also played the 3D one on PS4.
We played 13, and then we played the one where they looked like PS2 models, and they were bone dry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they updated it and they've made it better by then, but I don't know. I think the new one now actually does look.
It looks better. Yeah, the new one looks pretty good. Yeah, it does. It does. But 14, I think it was 14. They looked. 14 looked wonky as shit though. Like they look.
Yeah.
They look like King of Fighters off a Wish, bro. But all right, so let's get to the subjects.
Yeah. So yeah. So we can get into Project Red hiring the Sweet Baby Inc. Defender, who also last worked with Insomniac for the Wolverine game, I don't remember the woman's name, but I believe she was defending them when the petition, not the petition. I'm sorry, the Sweet Baby Inc. the detective page was going around.
Yeah.
Like when that first started, everyone from the media were dick riding Sweet Baby Inc. and all of them.
Yeah, she's fucking insane. She
I
looked like
believe
that
she's
meme.
also going to be a writer for the next Cyberpunk game.
She looked for that. She looked like
Yeah.
that meme. Overly. Was ex-girlfriend, stalker ex-girlfriend, whatever that meme was. You remember that? She had like a crazy face and damn, I forgot what it was called. Overly clingy girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, or something
Which
like
woman?
that. I don't remember. It was just the one who the one who was defending the woke shit, the one that we're talking about now.
Oh, yeah.
She looks like that.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
looks like that meme.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot what exactly what the meme was
Yeah,
called.
she does. Yeah.
And yeah, Mai Shiranui is a waifu, Toby. That's the waifu of all time, bro. That's the waifu of all time.
Yeah.
Just gotta say that before we move on, because he said my interior going to Street Fighter 6.
Yo, what up, everybody?
Despite how I feel about Street Fighter 6, my is that waifu. And you know what? I'm glad that she still looks based in 2024 because they've been every other female's been getting nerfed. So the fact that Chun-Li, Cammy, and Mai still look based is a good thing.
I'm just sick and tired of.
Viral.
So why too?
Well, Jim
I'm just sick and.
Rev. Well, Chris. Well, Royce.
What's up,
I was saying this. What's up, man? It's just that I'm just tired of female characters getting nerfed, like that Silent Hill 2 remake. Oh my gosh, it looks ugly as fuck.
Oh, God,
bro,
what the fuck is
titties
that?
are illegal now. Titties are illegal.
What the hell?
Where'd y'all?
Are these people live in retard world? Are these people retarded? They need to go retard school. Bunch of fucking retards. Yeah, they do. Fucking retards. I can't stand this shit.
I think Blue Ridge Team going to fuck up that remake.
I mean, they are.
Too.
They are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
like,
here we go.
That's here
we go.
Right there.
Wait. Hold on, Christian. What were you saying?
Right.
Whereas I, on the other hand, relax bringing up lesser known stuff that not a lot of people know about, like Evil Con Carne, for instance. Pretty much nobody has heard of that Cartoon Network series.
I know about that, Christian. Yeah. I know it for years. I watched it. You mean that brain and the stomach is a talking?
It's me, Hector
Me too.
Con Carne.
Yeah, I like that cartoon. It was funny.
Yeah, I think the thing about hidden hidden gems and stuff like that is that people won't mainstream it. I mean, I think I'm saying it the right way, right? Goes mainstream because if it does, they're gonna wind up making it into a whole political shit show. So,
well, let's go back to Silent Hill for example, for a second. Silent Hills. Here's where it becomes stupid, right? Like you have I'll give you multiple examples. With Silent Hill, spoiler, if you didn't play the first game, it's not going to be the original game. It's not going to be that much of a spoiler. A lot of the game has to do with James' lust, his lustful feelings. That's why Maria looks like that. That's why she behaves the way she does. It has to do with his lust. So her sexuality is actually crucial and important to the story.
Yeah.
But the reason why they changed it is because it's too sexy. So how that in itself is a contradiction. The story of the game somewhat revolves around James's lustful feelings, and sex appeal is a big part of lust.
And his sexual frustrations.
Exactly, and that's why the nurses look the way they do, because the nurses are a manifestation of his sexual frustration as well. When you nerf these, you're missing the point of the story. They're supposed to be highly sexualized. They're supposed to, because it is connected with the inner workings of the plot. Or for example, Catwoman, or a character like Catwoman, or Black Cat. Yeah. If you try to nerf her sexuality, it doesn't make sense, because these characters use their sexuality to get ahead and to manipulate other characters, even like Poison Ivy. So when you try to say, so when you try to change these characters to be what they're not, what happens is that the character doesn't make sense anymore, right? So for example, the reason why Batman always lets Catwoman get away with shit is because a lot of times, he has like a deep infatuation with her, and she kind of like manipulates him somewhat with her feminine wiles, right?
Yeah, her
If you
femme
take
fatale. Yeah.
she's a femme fatale. If you take that away from her,
You,
Batman has no reason to not punch her in the fucking face and throw her in jail. You get what I'm saying? Or like,
uh,
or Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy manipulates men and uses her pheromones, and like, that is her character. Her character is sexy woman manipulate and control men into doing bad things. That's exactly what her character is. If you
Yeah,
take
like
that
a
away,
succubus.
like a succubus kind of. If you take that away from
Yeah.
her, you're missing the point of the entire character. That's why modern Harley is stupid. Modern Harley is Joker's simp girlfriend, who's, unfortunately she is a victim of Joker, but in the end of the day, she's constantly like, she's like, that's her character. Her character is this simp obsessed with Joker to the point of like, she throws away logic and she turns her brain off because she's so infatuated with this guy. If you make her a girl boss, the character is nonsense. It's no point in having her there. Like, she loses everything that made her unique. Get what I'm getting at?
facts. Yeah, man,
So
I agree with you, man. Like Selena Kyle is really hot. She and Bruce Wayne, what? They had a daughter named Helena Wayne, who's
yeah,
Huntress, right?
yeah, Huntress, yeah. And like, again, it's also idealized entertainment. It's like, it's entertainment. What is entertainment? When you look at us, look, people don't understand, and they wanna be delusional. When you're playing, I'm not saying all female characters have to be sexy, because that's not true. Not all female characters are meant to be that way, right? Like Aunt May. Aunt May shouldn't be hot. Aunt May is Aunt May, or whatever. Like, whatever
She's
characters,
supposed to be elderly.
elderly, yeah, or whatever other characters. You have side characters. I am of the mindset that
Come
not
on
every
now.
character,
Aunt May
not
could
every
be a cougar. You
cougar.
never know.
Yeah, cougar.
That's why it's actually kind of funny, because they had Marissa Tomei play her in that Spider-Man Homecoming movie. I'm like, damn, Aunt May is actually hot now. So that, what the fuck? Like, but anyway, that's not the point. The point is that it's okay to have normal women that aren't like specifically designed to be sexy, right? Like, you have like your normal office workers, teachers, moms, or whatever. But if you're like looking at Wonder Woman, why should Wonder Woman look like a dumpy game journalist? Why? Well, that
True.
doesn't. It's supposed to be idealized entertainment. It's supposed to be like entertaining. When you look at sexy women, you're entertained. I hate to say it because it sounds bad, but when you fight, when you see violence, and when you see like action, it's entertaining. That's why
Yeah,
that's why we like watching John Wick shoot up a bunch of bad guys. That's why we like watching Captain America
Yeah.
beat up Hydra. That's why you like watching Spider-Man defeat criminals, right? Because
Yeah.
unfortunately, as much as people don't want
yeah,
to live in reality, violence and sex appeal are entertainment. That is a
yeah,
core
Yeah.
part of entertainment. It's fucked up. It's human nature. It's messed up, but it's human nature. So
facts.
when you try to force that out of things, you end up with these incredibly boring games that no one cares about, or they're forgettable, right? Like, for example,
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah, most
Hellblade, like
True.
Hellblade goes so hard to try to nerf. I mean, it has violence in it, but even the violence is nerfed, and it's so
Yeah.
heavily watered down. It's like, what is memorable about this game? Nothing. So
Yeah. I haven't seen anybody talk about that game ever since it got released. Like ever since its release.
yeah. But I just think
So
it's kind of funny
Last
though.
thing I
It-
saw was people comparing pictures of her of some shit.
yeah.
it's kind of ironic though, isn't it, that like, of all the desexualization that they do in the MCU and in modern media, but then they made Aunt May hot. That is so fucking weird to me. That's such a like
Yeah,
ironic.
that shit is weird.
That is an ironic thing to do. Like, you take the one
I
character
mean,
that's supposed to be an old ass woman, and you have like
Yeah.
a pretty like curvy, like, I mean, she was a little older too, don't get me wrong, but she was like definitely like
Yeah.
in MILF territory, cougar territory. She was
Yeah.
not like an
Mhm.
elderly woman. Like, and I'm like,
they have,
that's the character
yeah.
that you're sexualizing. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have like MJ in there looking like look so fucking bored. I mean, so boring in there. So
A
I
strong
found
bed
that
would
funny too.
say, a strong bed would say, "Ah, my horror, the
Yeah.
eyes."
Yeah.
My
Yup.
eyes.
No, my horror, the eyes.
Oh no, I understand what you said. I'm saying, for me personally, my eyes. But yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know why that reminds me of Cat Dog when
The Bleach.
they're performing a concert. Huh?
Like my body.
Hey, that
Oh
reminds
no,
me.
because
Did you know
forgot.
that Seth?
I feel like who
Did
was
you know
beating
that
him up,
Seth
and he was
MacFarlane also
screaming at.
wrote an episode, almost wrote an episode of Cat Dog?
I did not know that.
That explains why in an episode of Family Guy, Peter and Brian extensively talk about it.
No, I didn't know that.
That's interesting. But yeah, like that episode is funny though, Revenant with Cat Dog, where they was getting the shit beat out of him, and he was like, they made it like they added it to the song. He was screaming like, "My body, my body," and then the crowd was like,
it was just Cat. I think Dog was playing the drums.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Cat was getting the shit beat
they
out of
was chanting with him, my body.
Yeah.
I know. I always remember that.
Oh yeah, by the way, I saw that I saw all the characters in Concord, or whatever that fucking game from PS5 is. All of them look fucking terrible. Each and every
they look weird,
right? I don't know.
Concord.
Like it looked like a circus. Like
you know why it's called Concord? Because it's made for a con artist on Discord.
Yeah, basically.
It makes for like the Discord con artist.
I mean, there again, it is Discord.
Yeah. Anyway, baby.
Where's Rolls Royce?
Oh, he dropped that. I gotta bring him back.
Okay, but but back to the woman, because we were talking about ESG with this woman who
the cyberpunk thing, right?
Yeah,
like, I mean, no, the
CD Project Red.
Well, well, I think she did post something about Cyberpunk because they're obviously making another one. I think also a separate one that's gonna be multiplayer only or something. I don't remember exactly, but I believe she was a writer for Insomniac. I don't know if she was a lead writer or what exactly. I believe she's also gonna be a writer for CD Project Red. And so this is not really surprising because they had a video a while ago about ESG and how they're gonna incorporate it and whatnot. So yeah, they're pretty much they're fucked. And what was it? The Witcher 1 remake. They're gonna. I said this earlier on that they're gonna censor the card game with the women in it.
Yeah,
and it's like that. So I don't know what they're gonna do. If they're gonna remove it or what.
Who could be shocked by this?
That could be another modern day remake.
Yeah, like the card game, because the card game had naked women. The card game had like some very sexy looking artwork. Like it was, and then, you know what's funny? It's not always even like done in a perverted sense. It's also kind of it's like beautiful as well, like from like an artistic perspective. Because I'm an artist, I'm a digital artist, and like people think that anytime you draw sexy women, it's like purely horny or whatever, but it's not really. A lot of times, it's just like it's like just from a it's like the perfect female anatomy is beautiful, not even in a sexy way, but just like from an artistic way. It's like it's a beautiful thing, if you want to like get like spiritual about it, it's like God's perfection. When you draw like perfect fictional characters, it's almost like you're like expressing like God's design, in a weird way, if you want to make it spiritual, like the perfect like design. Like it's hard to explain, but it's not always just like, I'm making this moment this way to be horny.
I definitely know what you mean.
Yeah, like you look at Michelangelo and like the painters of the past, like they weren't painting porn, they were painting the female form because it's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing. So there's also that aspect as well.
You mean the sweet baby death kiss, right? I hate these people; they're annoying.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, though, them signing somebody like her from SBI is kind of like it's kind of coming. You know what I mean? Like everybody's going to see it coming one way or another. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes remakes can be more harmful than good. Like Reverend said.
Yeah,
that's a modern problem. Back in the day, remakes were sick. You were like, yo, this is getting
Yeah.
remade. This is gonna be hot. Like Resident Evil 1 when they got remade, I was like super
Mhm.
excited. But nowadays, or even Metal
Yeah.
Gear Solid Twin Snakes, even though that remake does suck, Twin Snakes remake is awful. But back then you would get hyped for it
Yeah,
because
that's one of the bad ones.
yeah, that's a bad one. That one really does suck. But if you're making a remake back then, you were hyped for it because you're like, oh, I get to see this game that I
Mhm.
enjoy with like better fidelity. Now when you see a remake, you know they're gonna like nerf everything that you liked about it.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the remake I like was
True.
one. Looks fantastic. Looks better. The characters amazing better. And I like look at Mafia 1. This is exactly I like the remake, like how Mafia 1 is better than all the ones they're nerfing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, back to CD
Crazy.
Projekt Red though. Here's the thing about CD Projekt Red that like they already told you what
Mhm.
they're gonna do. You know,
Yeah.
I don't even feel like this is like even news. It's just more like It's just more.
That's what
It's
I was
more
talking
evidence.
about. Yeah, that's what I
Right,
was talking
yeah.
about earlier when I said that Project Red hiring people like that is no shock at all. So
Yeah, it's not a
yeah,
shock.
It's
It's
really
just
not,
it's reality. It's like this is what they're doing because this is what
it's
they
like
do
it's
now.
just
It's
popping
like-
out of the
fire.
closet with that one. Yeah,
to me, it's them showing us that they're a company of their word. They said that we're gonna do more
Yeah,
ESG,
yeah.
and then they got this woman involved. They're telling us that
Mhm.
when they say this BS, we should believe them.
yeah.
Huh.
You
Yeah.
know?
I mean,
So
they're BS.
yeah,
Yeah,
when
right.
they say they're BS, we should believe them because they're gonna do it. So to me, like it's news, but I think that people are like, I don't think their reaction should be like, oh, look at this woman they got on board. It's more as like, look, it should be more like, look, they even got this woman on board, so that's even more reason to not
Yeah,
buy their
yeah.
games.
There's
You
probably
know?
gonna be more
Yeah.
of them too. So
Oh yeah.
And again,
definitely.
like, look at Shift Up with the shit with Stellar Blade. But I think that's another
Yeah.
later subject, right? That's another
Yeah.
topic, right? Revenant.
What was that?
That
Yeah.
wasn't one of the other topics, right? The Stellar Blade.
What?
Stellar Blade was another topic. That we're
No,
gonna
that's
talk
not a
about, right?
topic.
Okay, well, we should talk
maybe next
about it
weekend.
though. I mean, it
I'm-
happened. We could talk
I
about
mean,
it
we
now.
can still
We
talk
all-
about it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
you know,
I know,
it's
I
like
know. We can still
it's
talk
like
about
Stellar,
it. I'm just
Stellar
saying.
Blade was
or-
Shift
or-
Up.
I'm just saying. Originally it wasn't a topic, but we can still talk about
No,
it.
but because it recently happened, but we might as well talk about it now.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we could do it.
Yeah,
but
no problem.
you know, obviously, like it kind of because we like I'm bringing it up because it's kind of related to the CD Projekt Red thing where you have like this company, they like CD Projekt Red had good faith with Witcher 3 and before
Yeah.
Cyberpunk's first release. Then they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna play ball with ESG. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And then now we know that that's like. And then look at the actions they're taking. And now we saw with Shift Up. Shift Up had good faith. Then they pulled all this bullshit, but they're like, haha, we got your money now, so we don't care. To me, that's like the whole thing with them. They got like that fuck you money. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we made money. You pre-ordered our game.
Yeah.
So even if you don't buy this next game, we don't care because we're gonna get ESG investment and you helped our company grow. Clap, clap, clap. Thank you, but also fuck you because we're gonna try to get that modern audience. Because there is absolutely zero reason to have ESG in that game. So ESG in that company, and to me, it's antithetical to what they're doing.
But now
hate
with
to see
Shift
it,
Up,
bro.
like, all right, they have they are somewhat recognizable right now within the console market with Cellblade, and now look what happened. Not even a year after it came out, they gone public, and now they're involved with ESG. So the next game, people are gonna see it. Oh, Shift Up, yeah, they made that cool Cellblade game. They're gonna go buy it, especially if they're unaware of what's going on.
Yeah,
or
which is
maybe
most
if they are
people.
aware, but again, like that all falls in line with their beliefs. So even more so.
Yeah.
Don't forget that I'm the
And
man
people
who
be like,
helped
oh well. Yeah.
Don't forget that I'm the man who helped expose Sweet Baby Inc. onto IMDb. That was all me.
Yeah, man, good stuff.
That's
true. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Good shit, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So
Yeah.
So
But
with Dan,
thing with that is,
sad shit to see, bro.
yeah.
With the whole Celebrate thing, it's just especially when you underneath like Sony.
Yeah, it is.
So
sad. Yeah, they pretty much fooled anyone who actually thought they they would be above what other companies would be. You know, we thought, all right, well, it's a Korean studio, so maybe they'll be above the bullshit. Maybe they'll do what the Japanese developers refuse to do,
or what they used to do.
What they used to do, and right away, you know, the bait and switch patch with the censorship that proved, you know, the complete opposite. And then the CEO at Shift Stuff, his response, which seemed like a cop out, but now seeing all this happening, it does seem like that was his response. And I'm sorry about the noise in the background, but
I get those too. So
the city, city.
But I think what I want to say about that though is that with the whole ESG thing, it's like that's what their intentions are. I believe like it was more so a collaborated effort between them and Sony to censor it at the last minute. I think they got greedy.
True.
I think that's what I think that wasn't the plan. I think really they got they got the old tentacle put in them. You know, they got that like cell, perfect cell with a tentacle. He stuck his tail in them and sucked the life out of them. I think that's what happened. I think that they
was like a small studio
from Batman Beyond.
Oh yeah, like Ink. Yeah, they got all up in there because like the thing is like I think their intention with the game, with Nikkei and with Stellar Blade, I do believe they just wanted to make the games that they made, which is what they advertised. Then I think that they made a deal with Sony, which got them more funding, and they saw the reaction, and then they were like, "Wait a minute, this game did so well." I mean, then they were. I do think Sony made them patch it. I do think that is what it was. So Sony makes them patch it, but the game still sells phenomenally. So they're like, wait a minute, we still sold well. There was some backlash. Now we made all this money. We can invest more into like the company and do more. And I think what happened was that they said, all right, we're getting all this money. Let's get more investment. And then because they already did the censorship with Sony, they said, fuck it, let's become an openly traded company. And it might be a requirement that some investors have that they I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not taking responsibility away from Shift Up. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if one of the criteria for these investors is that you have an ESG division. And because they're greedy, they're going to keep playing ball because they want the company to grow and they want more money. And they figured, and then they probably figure that if they do a little bit of censorship, then it's the mental gymnastics. It's like, well, I know I wanted the character to look this way, but just a little more fabric is not that bad. Just a little bit more covered up isn't that bad. They're still it's like mental gymnastics. They're still sexy, so those people complaining, fuck them because they're still attractive. But it's really not their vision. They're just making excuses.
It's control damage at this point.
But it's also like for themselves, even like their own their own mental gymnastics to feel better, right? It's like it's like if somebody ran somebody over with a car and they find out that they were a drug addict or something, they're like, oh well, he was a drug addict anyway, because they're trying to mentally negate responsibility.
Emerald says,
you see that? You see that? That's called deflecting criticism. That's a problem. These people don't want accountability. They all want to do is point the finger at you, saying it's our fault. Like, how is our fault and you fucked up so bad? Not us. So fucking idiot.
Christian, what were you saying?
Emerald was saying, I figured it was going to happen. That's why I never bought it nor a PS5. I'll never trust Sony ever.
Yeah.
Well, I have some good news, Emerald. The first Sly Cooper game just got a PS5 port.
Wow.
What?
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, they probably took something out there.
There's also Blood Rain. Blood Rain's on PS5. Because I'm actually interested in getting the Blood Rain remaster. I don't know if they changed anything, but think about it.
It won't matter if it's like an old port or anything.
On there as well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's an old port or anything. But Sony will be that type of people to take something out.
Yeah, but let's get on back to the subject. I just want to make it very clear that and this is something that people I don't think they're not aware of. It is damage control. It is damage control, but it's also it's to absolve themselves of guilt. That's really what it is. Because
because you like you want to make these characters look a certain way. Sony makes you censor it. You become a publicly traded company, and you're like, all right, well now we have an ESG division, which guarantees the next game will be censored more. They're like, well, in their mind, they're like, well, as long as the costumes are still in the spirit of being sexy, I'm willing to compromise. But it's really just an excuse that they're making because they're just greedy and want the investment money. You understand what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people do this. This is like a tactic that not only companies do, but humans consistently do, where they'll make excuses for things that are horrible because it benefits them, right? It's like, I ratted this person out, but they were a bad person anyway, and I needed to keep my job. But it's because they were a bad person, not because of my own cowardice, right? Or that's an example. Or like anything like that, and that's what I believe that's what they're doing. I don't think their intention was always like that they were lying. They were going to do a lying bait and switch. I think it was just one of those things that they're now like someone said, doing damage control and also just doing brain games with themselves to like feel better about it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jabanchi. Yeah, Jabanchi, like I said, they don't want to hear criticism. They always want to point a finger at you, saying this is our fault and not them. Always want to deflect criticism like a shield, like an infinity stone of wokeness, and they're afraid of kryptonite because kryptonite is the truth. Shit.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Makes sense.
Tired of these people want to bitch about, oh, it's our fault. Here comes the media shills attacking fans. Fucking ridiculous, man. Tired of that bullshit.
Yeah.
To Emerald Taurus's point, I think the answer is, he said it's cool, but I still rather not give Sony my money. I despise that company. I'm a former fan of that platform. I get what you're saying. I think that like the answer is like supporting indie devs and smaller games. I think if people can tolerate the budgetary constraints, I think that they'll just be happier gamers overall. Because again, like I know we talked about this before. I think that people expect AAA quality, like of something that you would get graphically, like from like an Arkham game or like a Spider-Man, a PS5, whatever. Even though I think that game's ass, but I'm talking about graphics, right? Like graphics, budget. You have like Last of Us 2. Like, I think when people don't see games that don't look like that, they don't see them as legitimate. And unfortunately, anytime you see a mainstream game like God of War, Last of Us 2, most of these games, it's safe to say that they're likely going to be hijacked or have some bullshit in them because of the investment. Because if a game costs $300 million to make, there's going to be investors in there, and if there's a bunch of investors, you're going to have ESG and modern audience.
Most definitely.
So indie developers, they might be able to make a really fun game, but it might look like a 360 game. It might look like a PS3 game, even a PS2 game, PS1 game. And as much as like we want every game to look at the peak of what we can do with graphics
like
now,
up to date. Yeah.
Up to date. Unfortunately, indie developers aren't going to have access to that same budget and development team. So I think like if we support those smaller indie studios, I think that people would just be I think like the gamers that are against this stuff would just be happier, and it will allow those small companies to get bigger budgets to make bigger games that don't have that bullshit in them as well.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
I agree. Real quick, people go support Squirrel with a Gun when it comes out.
Yeah, most definitely.
Hey, I'm on fucking YouTube.
Yeah, Sanji, I might get Blood Rain because I actually do want that game, but I also want RoboCop, so it might be RoboCop then Blood Rain. I don't know. We'll see. I
want Blood Rain. That's a good one. They need to bring that. They need to bring it back, but I don't trust.
No. Like, you don't want them to bring Blood Rain back.
Certain games to come. Yeah, I know. It's like you want them to come back, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? Never mind. I know what they're gonna do.
But
it's gonna ruin the legacy of the original game, and it's not even no point. Leave it alone.
Quick,
just port it over, make no changes, and that's it.
That's what I think the Blood Rain remasters are. Actually, they're like remastered, and they're more or less the same game. Yeah, from what I understand.
But real quick though, the only thing that's going for Sony right now is the backwards compatible games they add like every month. So that's a rare W for them. But at the same time, Xbox
Well, you
just
mean like the
discontinued.
PlayStation Plus?
No, oh no, hell no. I'm talking about like how they like slowly adding back. I mean, slowly adding the old video games, like old PS2 games and PS
Oh,
one
okay,
games.
okay.
And PSP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. PSP.
Daxter.
You know what
Yeah,
game I
yeah.
really
About
like?
that.
Manhunt 2. Manhunt 2 was.
Oh
I love that game.
Yeah.
They're
Man,
bringing that one over too.
I don't think they ain't gonna bring that back.
No, they're not.
I mean,
but I love
Surprisingly,
that game.
they brought the first
It's
one on
it's
PS4, but
it's fucking crazy too because if they could accept Mortal Kombat as bloody as it is, they should have brought back Manhunt 2.
Man, you know what the problem is with Manhunt though? Manhunt is offensive in every way to these people. Manhunt 2 is about.
Oh my god!
I don't want to spoil anything about it because I don't know how many people played it. Most people say Manhunt 1 is better, but I don't think so at all. I think Manhunt 2 is way better in almost every way. Like, in almost every conceivable way. The story of that game really got me like feeling like I remember when I beat that game and I found out the twist and everything that happened. I really felt like, damn, this shit is like that really tugged at my my mind, like how crazy that was. So I'm not gonna spoil it if no one's played it here, but like
I understand that.
But that game should come back. That game should be remastered.
Yeah.
There should be a Manhunt 3 and 4. Actually, now that I think about it.
True.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, these people, like you guys mentioned, they get offended. But sorry.
Yeah, it's also owned by Rockstar, so fingers crossed. So yeah.
Yeah, with all due
Emerald. I don't know if I would say Manhunt 2 was like Manhunt 1 was more realistic. I think they're both unrealistic. I think the plot of Manhunt 2 is like a little more like, I guess it's a little more out there, but I wouldn't say it's less realistic because schizophrenic people kind of deal with that stuff, that kind of like stuff happening to them. Like, so I don't know, but I mean, regardless, that's not the point anyway. I do like both games. It's kind of crazy. It was very controversial.
Yeah. Japanji.
Oh man, they should have released the bundle.
Jambanchi, with all due respect, what you said about Manhunt, I'm just fed up. These people get sensitive and they get offended by one game for what?
I agree with you. I agree with you. You're not saying anything wrong. I think that people who are offended about that game are too soft as well. I think there were far more violent and more controversial games, and I'm shocked that game got banned in certain countries.
Ridiculous.
Still one rapid.
It ruins the game.
Especially Last of Us 2.
Manhunt 2, that they had to alter so many things with Manhunt 2, where it was like it kept getting delayed and all that, and it was censored. I believe it was banned in Australia and somewhere else. But one of the reasons why it took so long for that game to come out was because of the censorship, and they were trying to make sure that the game was able to come out in many places as possible and get a good rating, like a ESRB rating. And I think they kind of like fucked it up because it came out at a pretty bad time.
Yeah, it should have came out in like 2004 or 5, and it came out like 2007. You know what's funny? You want to know?
Moved on to PS3 and 360, and even the Wii.
Yeah.
And you want to know how I know people are soft now? Because my older brother bought that game for me for my birthday, and Hitman from a Hitman collection for my birthday, and those games are both like incredibly violent. Like, and I was like maybe like I don't know how old I was when they bought them for me, but like. Yeah. That shows you the difference between generations now and generations back then. Like generations now, like everything's offensive to them. Meanwhile, I'm like a freaking like young teenager playing Manhunt 2, and I'm not a maniac going around like fucking shooting places up. Like these people are just it's just foolish. It's not even about it's not about protecting people. It's about control. It's just about controlling things. That's all it is. They don't really care about protecting people.
You took the words out of my mouth, bro. Like
exactly
these people literally get offended over war because they think like you know what I mean?
Yep.
Well, good thing I don't really get offended over anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right.
They're doing now.
Exactly right.
The cancel culture and everyone, getting offended by something.
Cancel culture.
It's like this, like besides violence and shit. like real life violence, it's like people can't go out without being offended. You know what I mean? Like I mean, a
Yeah.
single day without being offended. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right, my man. Just fed up with these people. Oh, this, that, complaining. I'm tired of complaining BS about everything.
Yeah.
They complain about Ben and this and that. I'm like, shut up. Give me a
So,
noise.
Christian, what were you saying? You were saying something?
Well, I'm just glad I'm one of the few people of my generation, Gen Z, to not be a softie.
Exactly. That's a good thing, man. Wish
I'm
more
gonna-
people were like that.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Yeah. We need more thick
We need
skinned
more
people. You know
people
what I
like
mean?
that because Yep.
Yeah, man.
Boris, an obscure media I recommend is remember the DC character Lobo?
Oh yeah, yeah.
He had his own TVMA web cartoon, which I archived onto my YouTube channel
Good
and
character.
IMDb.
Yeah. Lobo is pretty cool.
Yup.
Yeah, the web cartoon is just like the comics.
Yeah.
Yup.
As it should be.
Yup.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like it's kind of crazy. I had a comic book where Lobo, the comic ended. Lobo blew himself up with a grenade to like kill some like bounty he was going after or whatever. It was pretty crazy. I had like a lot of Lobo comics, but I always remember.
Would do.
Yeah, I just always remember that one because he literally said like what the or like he says fragging something. I don't remember exactly what it was, and he blew himself up with a fucking grenade. And I was like, all right, that's one way to take the enemy out.
Damn man, I miss the old DC comics.
And
yeah, they were fun.
In the Superman
Me too.
animated show, and I think he was also in Justice League. It's not like he was voiced by the guy who voiced Ray Romano's brother, and Everybody Loves Raymond.
Well, I'm honestly not a fan.
Didn't it sound like him?
Oh, it did sound like him. I don't know if it was him. Wasn't it Ron Perlman?
No, Brad Garrett. I was just saying.
Oh, okay.
Given that I'm a niche media fan,
Was
I
it?
like bringing up the lesser known stuff.
I'm not sure.
instead.
Gotcha. Did he voice him in the Superman the animated series as well?
Yes,
So it's the same voice actor
Brad Garrett.
in both series.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. That's cool.
Yup.
All right.
I know.
all right.
Ron Perlman was in the DCAU though. I know he voiced a character before. Didn't he voice Etrigan as well? Etrigan. I don't remember. I gotta look it up. I know he was in the DCAU as a certain character.
Yup. Like,
And Royce, I've been doing a lot of data preservation for IMDb. You know, like preserving trivia, preserving lesser known media, preserving quotes, so that way the information is more accessible.
That's
yeah,
good, man.
that's good, Christian. I agree with you, man.
You know,
Like,
a lot of people try to.
I recently checked out a Halo 2 documentary, and I learned that there were scrapped levels for that game.
Oh yeah, I heard about that too.
One of
Yeah,
them,
but that's. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
One of them is where, after defeating the Prophet of Regret, Master Chief would go underwater and use this Forerunner tank.
That's cool.
Yup.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it is cool that that you are interested in hidden media and stuff like that. I mean, I'm also interested in that too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't forget bonus features.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that too. Like I said, that's the old.
Damn man, they used to put a lot of efforts in the craft back in the days. Now they just put most of the shit in the like cosmetic shops.
Well, a lot of it just straight up cost you money. Because back in the old days, like I think about like the older Mortal Kombats, like I had so much fun in the crypt because you had so much like developer commentary, concept art. You get to get into the minds.
Yeah.
You get into the minds of what
was better, Eddie.
you get into the minds of the developers and what they were thinking while making the combat or like designing the characters. Even MK Deception even had a music where it tells you like you have like the composer had like a little excerpt that would tell you his thoughts and like his mentality to going through each part of the OST. And I love stuff like that. That was some really cool stuff back in the day. And they don't do that anymore.
They don't do that anymore. And And like
Now,
when
all
you hear
they
like the developers
do is
now
just
talk, it sounds
like
so like forced and commercialized. Like it doesn't
You should.
like you can hear the difference within like like for example like the
or
commentary
crying on
for like
Twitter.
Deadly Alliance or Deception or whichever.
Yeah,
They
Look
actually
up
sound like
Deadly
they
Alliance.
care, like they're
Look up,
excited, and like they actually like. Yeah, that's
yeah,
and they were real gamers and real nerds. They weren't like committees and ESG groups and shit like that, or college
like activists,
students
you
or
can tell.
college activists that are like shitty
Activists.
programmers that are there because of DEI. Because and like if you watch the making of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, you can't tell me that the people who made that game are really down with ESG. You can't tell me like Ed Boon
yeah,
is a sellout because Ed Boon when he tries to pretend that like he
Real.
always was like
He sold
when he
his
says like
soul.
he's like, oh, I always,
yeah.
I regret making the females look how they did back then. I regret this and that. He's full of shit. He's full of shit. It's a
Yeah.
lie because he's trying to virtue signal to seem like a good person. Watch the making of God of War 2.
Especially
The making of God of
especially
War
just
1.
Shang Tsung didn't even have to take Ed Boon's soul. He sold it.
Yeah, he gave it
Yeah.
away.
I mean,
Yeah. Tell
a lot
everything.
changed, especially when you hire certain people over there and you starting to change yourself. That's a
Again.
recipe for disaster.
Again, listen to Cory Barlog talk now, and then watch the making of God of War 2 and the making of God of War 3, and you will realize that Cory Barlog, the sudden change of heart is entirely because he's become indoctrinated, not because he ever really thought that way.
Oh yeah, and also David Jaffe.
David Jaffe as well. Look at Ed Boon and look at making a Mortal Kombat. I really recommend people watch those. Watch those and then listen to this kind of stuff they say
Cory
now.
Barlog is another one.
Yeah,
fucking lives. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Cory Barlog with God of War 2. You know?
Yeah, it's 90. It's literally 90 day. Once you like compare like how they talk then how they talk now. They talk differently once they have like their hand, like somebody had their hand up their ass like they puppets.
But you know what else? The other thing too is that when people become too successful,
you gotta see that with CD Projekt Red too.
A lot of people when they become too successful, they end up being afraid to alienate anyone because they start seeing them as like, oh, that could be a potential person that was a fan or whatever, and then they start like censoring themselves because they're like they become so popular that they're afraid of like alienating potential customers or potential people that like followed them or looked up to them. And I'm thinking like, then you look at people like Elon Musk or other people where they just straight up say what they feel and think, and they're also like wildly successful as well. So it's just a thing in their mind where they feel like they're pressured to behave a certain way when deep down they don't really have to be.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, these people like you mentioned, they're fucking brainwashed and listen to DNC puppets. They're all puppets like DNC, man.
That is interesting. The Hip says Ed Boon is absolutely a sellout. Look how sexualized the female characters in Deadly Alliance and Deception. Melina, Li Mei, Tanya, Katana, Shiva. Remember that sexual J trailer? I do remember it. What's funny is that I saw a video of how they made NBA Street, and one of the dudes that's assigned Dime didn't like how she looked like a stripper, and look how she was looking in V3. V3 was a generic-looking female NPC, but with higher stats. In Volume 2, she stood out. This was in 2005. Yeah, I believe it.
Like Japanchi, with all due respect, my man, it's just that how video gaming today is ridiculous and tired of these sensitive people and these developers are now hating fans. And now look what happened to them. Let me give you an example like Saints Row Reboot. Look what they did. They attack older fans and now they go out of business. And they realize how dumb they were. They should never start that dumb bullshit.
I think that we just need parallel entertainment.
There was also a video that came out a while ago, even like showing that the developers themselves were the ones who wanted the game to be silver or embrace the group that wanted to make the game like that. That ended up being a lie. But of course, people don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, of course. Well,
exactly.
We just need parallel entertainment. That's all. Like I really I said this before. I really truly believe the answer is an accessible PC console. It would have to be like a console that acts as like a I guess you could say like almost like a gaming PC, but not really. It's like a console dedicated to like just gaming, but it's not really a gaming console. It's like a light PC, and that way you could just play indie games, download PC games. You can have Steam on there or whatever, kind of like a Steam Deck, but not tied to Steam because Steam is also compromised. Like a neutral pseudo PC that you can download games from like the web. You can download games from like different like you can have different what are they called, like not starters, what's the name for them again, when drivers. You can have different drivers on there, and you could just basically have a PC, but it has the ease of use of a console. Then smaller indie devs can have their game on there. They won't have to rely on Sony. They won't have to rely on Sony investing. They don't have to even listen to them, and then we'll have the gaming industry back the way it was.
Yeah, we definitely need like a third console.
Yeah,
I mean, no, fourth console.
But it needs to be it needs to be almost like it shouldn't even be like a heavily branded, like it's gonna be corporate no matter what. In a way, a corporation will have to make it, but it needs to be like it doesn't need to be like a Sony or an Xbox. It just needs to be kind of almost like,
bye.
All right, see you, Christian.
See you, Christian.
It should be like almost like a generic console, like a generic console,
independent, right?
Yeah, independent. It should be totally independent. Yeah, it would be the third console.
Yeah,
but,
definitely. Not backed by not backed by like corporates. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like exactly, and in that way you can have whatever games you want on it, and
corporate funded.
And people that don't want to play, people that want to play indie games, but they don't want to have a PC, now they can play them on this console. They'll be able to access independent games without having to be a PC gamer. I think that would be like the.
I think Oya did that before, and that's another story.
Yeah, I agree with you, Japanchi. I think we should do that. Start a new console for PC.
Exactly. Emerald Torres said it perfectly. So a more open platform like console that's about as open as PC, but with the ease of use of a console. Yeah, because it technically wouldn't be a computer; it'll be a console, but it would do like what you said there. And I think that if a company can make that, I think that would be like sell like hotcakes. I think that would be one of that would be the thing that turns gaming around, because now Sony doesn't have a iron grip on who gets to have, like, basically, like, all right, let's say I make an indie game and I want the most people to play it. Unfortunately, I need it to be on consoles, not just PC.
Yeah.
But Sony will say, well, if you want your game on our console, not only do you have to pay us, but you have to go by our guidelines. If we don't like something, you're gonna have to remove it from your game. But the creativity of indie devs will be unrestricted on this console. Like, I really wish I had the investment to make something like that. I would love to have that. I think Elon Musk could do it if he really wanted to, which is a shame.
Hey, Japanchi, I'm going to support you for that. You know I'm going to support if you do that. I'm going to support you.
I appreciate it, but it's unlikely, bro. I would love to do it, but like that, you really need to be like a billionaire, bro, or a millionaire.
Yeah, like Elon Musk or
like
Donald Trump.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, or if it comes out like a game, like
Trump and Elon.
Most definitely.
The Trump box.
Yeah.
You know what? Even worse. Even worse. The Musk box.
That's so funny, Musk box.
the Musk box. That's disturbing. The Musk box.
Yeah, or even with like certain games, like I really didn't like how Saints Row looked. Ended. You know what I mean? Like that was complete dog shit. And so I was thinking like planning on like bringing like back like a gangster type game. You know, you could create your own gang and shit like that. That would be fun.
Exactly, like what you said. We need gangster roots. How it used to be. Not this fucking reboot was so awful garbage. Get that shit out of here.
And that's another thing about these developers. They think that that's just stereotypical bullshit. That is all this shit. But gangsters still exist gang culture still exists to this day.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
just
Like the rappers like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, Eminem, all these guys, like you mentioned, my man. It's
yeah.
facts.
Yo, Emerald Torres. Yeah, I agree with you. It'll take a lot of manpower, money, research, and I agree. That's why you would need like a billionaire to do it. It would literally have to be like somebody like Elon Musk. Like I really think that would have to be the guy, because I can't think of any other like billionaire who's like into gaming and stuff like that would be willing to do it. To be honest.
Please,
Or like
Elon Musk.
like a Kickstarter.
Yeah, we need Elon Musk to buy all our.
Yeah,
A Kickstarter would never be able to generate the amount of money that would cost. It would cost hundreds. It would cost like multiple hundreds of millions of dollars. Like I would damn say near billions of dollars, near $1 billion, just to make just to do the R&D needed to build the console.
To go like worldwide with.
Yeah, nothing is cheap because we need a billionaire who support our cause, not the corporate fuckers like Sony and Xbox piece of shit.
Yeah. But let's get refocused here. Revenant, what was the next subject?
Right. Okay. So Kotaku Australia shut down this week.
Wait, they will spread worldwide?
People from there. What was that?
They were spreading worldwide like that? God.
I think they just have divisions in other countries. I don't think they're worldwide.
Yeah.
They just have like some divisions in other
countries.
Because I was about to say, because they spread like wildfire. Yeah.
I love Kotaku being shut
UK
down.
And some other region somewhere had shut down a couple years ago too. So this is another one that had shut down.
Yeah,
but
rightfully so.
Alyssa McConte McConte was saying that no one from there has any relation to regular Kotaku, which is a lie because they had people there write for them and work for them, so there is a connection.
It's nice to see.
It's like their own separate entities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's like I love seeing them in their own. Like, you know what I mean?
We're melting down about it.
Eat their own.
Basically, like lashing out at people. And the thing is, like, they can't take accountability because it wasn't profitable. It wasn't doing well for a reason. Because all they do is promote propaganda or just make it about themselves, where they play the victim, like Alyssa McConte with her review of the Elden Ring DLC, which is saying like how it relates to her about the harassment she experiences online, and it's like,
oh my god,
it's a bunch of narcissists.
Like that shit was childish.
Hold on. Let Revenant finish what he was saying, because everyone's talking at once.
Sorry about that. Alyssa McConte, like, I dared her.
Hold on. Let Revenant finish what he was saying. He was
still talking. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I didn't cut you off.
Yeah. Sorry. But like they're all like narcissists. Like all these journalists nowadays are narcissists because it's all about them. When usually if someone on social media related to their job, not really like they don't care about their politics or anything like that. I mean, of course, if like they post something like, "Hey, I'm going in for surgery," "Hey, I got married," or whatever the case may be, like, yeah, people will be happy for you, but it's like they go out of their way constantly to try to like divide their audiences. Just like the game developers, like they're no different. Like they go hand in hand, where it's like it's always they're playing the victim or they're doing something that is drive people away, and that's the case now. Where it's like you're seeing all these other journalists, the legacy games media sites shutting down recently. A lot of them being bought out. I know IGN bought a couple of them and shut a couple of them down. So that's what you're seeing now, and the way I look at it is like a lot of them know, like, they could be next, and they probably will be in due time, and they're panicking. But instead of actually looking in the mirror and seeing, like, hey, maybe I'm problem. Maybe people don't like to hear what I have to say because I'm a fucking piece of shit. They don't want to do that. They just point the finger at everyone else, and nothing gets resolved.
They don't want to admit defeat. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you something crazy though. In the end of the day, with Kotaku, they cut the writings on the wall for them. You don't need them anymore. We never needed them, but their era, it's like gaming magazines. As much as I love and miss gaming magazines, they went away because the internet killed them.
Yeah.
And then the internet, then you had like the writers like Kotaku and IGN. They were like the people in control of the information because they were insiders. But now you don't even need them because regular people on YouTube are able to access this information. You have insiders leaking info to like other YouTubers. You have people like Vera Dark. You have people like I can't think of any more right now, but like Vera Dark is an example. You have these people now that they basically are
Ryan Kinnell, Yellow Flash.
Yeah, they're basically like game journalists, but now they're like real game journalists because they're actually talking about the games half the time. And now you don't need these articles, you don't need them, so no one cares about their political opinions, and they're not watching or reading them anyway. People are watching people like Az or from Heels versus Babyface, or like I said, Vera Dark, or like you said, Ryan Kinnell, Yellow Flash. They're watching them, so of course they're gonna go away. They're terrified because people. Why would people click on an IGN article? They have to scroll through 20 different ads just to get to them for them to finally get to the point when they could watch a Ryan Kinnell video or a Yellow Flash video or a Vera Dark video, get all the same information. And granted, those channels do talk about a lot about the political shit, but then there are other channels that just show gameplay. They talk about games, they show the gameplay, they talk about what they liked about it. Like you don't need biased IGN or biased Kotaku, and they know, like they said, they know their numbers up. Their time is coming.
Eric July, Neurotic.
Yeah,
people like them.
Yeah, but even the smaller channels,
and they can trust them too a lot of times.
And even the smaller channels that just talk about the games objectively. There are so many channels that are not political that all they do is like, before we just got Elden Ring's DLC. Let's talk about Elden Ring. They'll just talk about the game and they'll go into depth about it. And on top of that, it's not political in any form. So why would I go on a biased article from these cunts who don't know how to shut up and just talk about gaming when I could watch a wholesome YouTuber talk about a game he likes or talk about gaming from a true hobbyist standpoint, not from a political standpoint.
Also, like Emerald Taurus had mentioned, Niche Gamer is another gaming site that's trustworthy. Mm-hmm. That Park Place. I'm trying to think of other ones, but sites like that, you can go and like read up articles and check out what's going on there, and you'll get what you need. And they'll tell you what you want to know, and they'll even point out, a lot of the modern day propaganda going
on. Also, there's I think I might pronounce this wrong, but Ginsu is another one as well, and Fumitsu as well. Yeah, Fumitsu. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Famitsu, isn't that the Japanese publication, right?
Yeah.
Or are you thinking of Gematsu?
Famitsu. No, it's Famitsu. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And the other one, Story G, Gematsu, I think I got that. Probably got that wrong, but.
And
that's what I was thinking of.
And Dad Hip, Vera Dark is great. She's a great channel.
Are you guys talking about Yellow Flash? I've seen his video a lot, and I've seen Neurotic and Clownfish TV and the other people I heard about. You guys are mentioning.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Clownfish TV is good.
But see what Emerald Taurus said.
Another one that's coming out, Smash Day TV or something like that.
That's one.
What Emerald Taurus said.
Side scrollers as well.
What Emerald Taurus said though is key. This is the critical thing that I always do, and I actually agree with him on this. I look up the gameplay. I sometimes I just watch a streamer play the game. Maybe he's doing commentary, maybe he's not. I just ignore it. I just watch the gameplay, see the game, and judge for myself if I'm gonna enjoy the gameplay or not. Because a lot of times, like because even then, when you think back on it, like there are so many bad takes on games that ended up ruining games. Like, didn't IGN give fucking a Pokemon game 2 out of 10 because it had too much water, quote unquote? Like,
Yeah.
you know, why would you
I don't
listen
know
to
if it
these
was
people?
that low of a score, but yeah, one of the negatives they put on there was too much water.
Any my point is that a lot of these game
But they literally
reviewers,
give The Last of Us the PC port and the HD remaster or whatever fuck, 2 games of the same series, 9 out of 10.
there's so many
Oh.
games out there. There's so many games. Like, my point is though, is that there's
Yeah.
so many like people that you could just watch sheer gameplay of, and there are so many games that have gotten negative reviews that are actually good games. That like a lot of times, even watching reviewers you trust, a lot of times you don't even need to do that. A lot of times you can just watch for yourself.
It's that CNN complex. I mean, philosophy.
And unless like I'll put it this way, unless the game is woke, like extremely woke, and it's obviously woke, like Spider-Man 2 or whatever, then or the game is broken, like it's literally like doesn't work, it's glitchy, like game breaking bugs, then other than that, it's basically subjective whether it's good or not. And for me, I like watching the gameplay and seeing the gameplay for myself to make my own decision. Because if the game's not buggy or broken and it has no woke shit in there, you might think it's a bad game and I might think it's a good game, or vice versa. I might think it's a bad game or you might think it's a good game. So I think that what Emerald Torres said is very important.
Yup, I agree with you, Jambanchi. And not only that, Jay Rants too. I listen to Jay Rants, the guy who do Rants video. I love him too, man.
All right, yeah. So as I was saying about like how IGN and them things is the CNN philosophy. If they're going to like talk bad about something, you have to literally go through other media and stuff like that to see if they was telling the truth, which it comes to terms that they was lying their asses off.
You mean the Communist News Network piece of shit?
The Communist News Network, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like IGN done the same thing. Like, oh, this game bad, or this game is too misogynistic, or whatever. And then you go watch it, or better yet, play it yourself, and you find out these people were lying their fucking ass off.
Well, look at Stellar Blade, for example. The original Stellar Blade. Look at the reviews for Stellar Blade versus Hell's Blade. Look at the scores given by journalists. Look at the scores given for Stellar Blade and Spider-Man 2, for example.
Yeah.
So that it's like the journalists are gonna pretend to be neutral, but we know they're not.
They're never gonna be neutral with it.
They're called neutral. They're media shills. Want to do damage control.
Yeah, like Sphere Hunter, perfect example of a shill.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, what a fucking ass kisser, bro.
Like, or Angry Ho.
Bro.
Yeah.
Angry Ho.
Like the Black Hoagie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Young Gay. Young Noah, whatever. Yeah. Who and Miss Cemetery this Billy what was that bitch? I forgot her name, but y'all know me.
Alana.
Yeah, Alana Pierce, whatever. Yeah, Alana Pierce.
You guys talking about that woman who disrespected her own kid? Oh, she's an awful parent.
She did. So she didn't have kids. She just made a dumbass statement about people with kids, but she herself doesn't have any kids. Well, what she said is dumb.
Yeah, it's like me giving advice on cars, even though I don't own one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Mugen Lord as well, and I like Kyle. I also like Kyle. With Mugen Lord, I don't agree on all his takes. Like I think Final Fantasy VII remake and Rebirth are both dog shit. I think he likes them, but from what I remember, he likes things about them. I think they're both like terrible remakes.
Yeah.
But so like, but he has good takes. I just don't always agree with every single thing he says.
Yeah. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
How about
he's a great guy though.
Yeah.
How about Endymion? Endymion TV. That guy knows about what's going on in video games too, huh?
Never heard of him.
Well, Endymion for me is a little bit. I find his content to be kind of soulless because he says things sometimes, and I'm gonna be real with you, like, okay, all right. So Dad Hip says he's not a fan at all of Final Fantasy VII Remake. All right, because like from what it seemed like, I thought he liked. He said he liked things about it. You should watch. You should watch his review of it. I believe he said he put like a certain amount of hours in it. Didn't he do a New Game Plus or beat it twice or something like that? Or another playthrough. I don't remember. I don't want to put words in his mouth.
I'm not much of an expert on Final Fantasy.
But I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I remember him saying he did like things about it and he did praise certain things about it. But the game is bad. It is bad.
It is. And like I said, Kotaku, they fucking deserve it. I don't feel sorry for these people. They deserve to be shut down, what they have done to the fans.
They do. I agree. I absolutely agree.
Yup. And they are panicky. Alessa McConty, she called out people to fight her. Like, is she a retard?
Yeah, that was a dumb thing to do. And then back down immediately.
Man, if she called me out, I will bring her ass to WrestleMania and beat her up. Like Triple H style, bitch on her ass. Shit.
Dad Hip, watch his rebirth review. Mugen Lord's Rebirth. I think he did a review and watch him talk about it. Like, watch the videos for yourself. You'll see what I'm talking about. Like, I like Mugen Lord. He's a great guy. I'm not saying nothing bad about him or whatever, but it's just that like that's one of the takes that he has that I disagree on. He likes things about that game I think is dog shit.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
But about the whole Kotaku,
guys, like, you know, we kind of like don't.
You're never gonna agree with everybody 100%. You're never gonna agree with anybody 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but with the whole Kotaku, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, so with the whole Kotaku thing, just another one bites the dust, I guess, and hopefully this will continue on until everything, just like what I'm supposed to say, is people gotta get with the times now, like, you know what I mean? So hopefully this hits Kotaku like how it hit Vice, but then again, Kotaku never get that much money, so I don't even think it's a real journalist studio.
Vice that genuinely made some crazy ass like articles back in the day and crazy videos. Like Vice,
you should have saw the ones they was posting after they gone break. I mean, before they gone break up. Holy shit! Oh man, like they really got some like mentally ill niggas over there working for them. And you can tell in they articles that they have a lot of dark shit on their hard drives.
Yeah. Dad Hip, like I said, watch his review video again if you have the time, and like you'll see what I'm talking about. It's been a while. I don't want to put words in his mouth. That's what I remember. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. But watch his good one too. Watch his review again. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll go check it later. But what you said, Japanchi, you're talking about Vice, right? Isn't that the company was owned by George fucking Soros? Him.
Yeah, George Soros is a fucking weird. That guy is freaky, bro.
He's a fucking snake.
He's
a fucking snake.
But when you hear about
the snake,
when you hear about the stuff that he funds, it is very. I find a guy very like weird and like it's unsettling. I find him unsettling.
Yeah, his son is also as weird as him. So everyone's in the family basically. Alex Soros or something like that.
It is Alex Soros. He is dating Hillary Clinton's friend, who is tied to the Muslim Brotherhood shit.
Listen.
I'm
sorry. What you're seeing in this world is the rise of fucking communism.
Yeah.
You're seeing the rise of communism.
What is?
And it's like communism is usually weak and cowardly. They can't win with straight up like confrontation. They have to resort to subversive tactics. That's like always been the tactics of communists.
Now nowadays it's trendy and everybody want to be a part of it. Like, come on, bro.
That's disgusting.
What's next? You're gonna popularize taking drugs? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. Jabanchi, you're right. You're absolutely right, Jabanchi, because you're going to see the rise of communism. It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
I mean, you have like Gen Z saying stuff like that. They hate capitalism, but can't properly define capitalism. If you ask them what capitalism is, they don't even know what it is. They'll say that they hate capitalism while wearing like fucking clothes that they bought from the mall. And I'm like, the irony, like it's insane. Yeah. It's absolutely insane. It's like people that like say like, oh, I remember I saw a post. I don't remember who it was a trans person. They said that they wanted to win the Olympics just to burn the American flag on stage.
Oh, y'all heard about that bullshit?
Oh, yeah, I heard about that bullshit.
All right, let's put it this way. What do you think if she was Chinese and was let's say somehow she survived being trans in China, and then she burned a Chinese flag on stage? What do you think would have happened when she got back to China, to North Korea? What do you think would have happened to her in Iran? What do you think would have happened to her in Saudi Arabia? What do you think would have happened to her?
You wouldn't be around the next day.
In Russia, India. People like to say all this shit in a place where they have the freedom to say it. They hate the country that has the freedom that allows you to hate the country. And then yet these people will never move to these fucking other countries, to these other places where they don't have those rights. That's what I'm saying. These people are fools, they're delusional, and that's what communists are. They're communists. They want this country to be communist, and then once if that ever does happen and the country falls apart, they're gonna be the ones that are gonna say, well, they're gonna raise their arms up and say, oh, well, I didn't know. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
No.
Like what you said, what's gonna happen? Like if they burn like Iranian flag, oh, they're gonna kill you for doing that. They're not gonna tolerate that in Iran. Yup.
Yeah. Because remember, look,
at the end of the day, it's all talk.
Remember, if this kind of this is what people don't realize about the bad guys. I call them the bad guys because they're if anyone who's endangering like your freedom or like your sovereignty, so I consider them a fucking villain, right?
Yeah,
that's what they are. Yeah.
And if you're gonna tell people that if all this shit somehow gets pushed through and this country becomes more socialist, when everything is crazy expensive, when everybody's restricted, when free speech is like can land you in when speech can land you in jail and shit like that, like some parts of the UK, then they're gonna say, well, they're gonna complain till they're blue in the face, and when you tell them the reason for it, then they're gonna say, oh well, we didn't know, too bad, or oh, sorry, didn't know, whatever, like they're like. I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's not one of those things that like once it falls apart, you can just apologize and move on from. Once you lose rights, you never get them back. There's nothing in this country that they changed that never went back to how it was before. Like for example, with taxes, people spend crazy money on taxes now, and that was due to like the war effort, where taxes really like became a prominent thing in this country. And after the war effort, taxes didn't go away. Right? You're still paying the government to do like basically any right they take away, you're not getting back. And if this country goes communist, then there is no apology. It's like you're fucked until some crazy like thing happens to undo it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yup. Exactly right, Jumpanchi.
Yeah.
Beautiful facts, my man.
Don't understand. Once you take something away, it's not coming back.
Yup. Exactly right.
If it does, again, that's very hard to come by.
Once America loses free speech, if it ever does, I'm saying once, if it ever does, good luck trying to get that shit back. Once they take guns from all Americans and they make them like it becomes like the UK, Americans will never have their right to bear arms again. They're never gonna get it back. So people don't think about that stuff, and unfortunately, it's because they're brainlets. They're fucking. I hate to say it, they're fucking corporate slaves. They are sheep. They are cattle. They are food for the rich. They are. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, they are just useful idiots.
Yeah.
I got better words for them. Bunch of cultists. More like it.
Cultists, yeah.
You know what? Why didn't Biden in a stupid conference said, "Oh, Vice President Trump"? Really, Biden? You're stupid.
Yeah, he said he called Vice President Trump, and then he called Zelensky Putin. Like, what the hell's wrong with this guy, man? Like, he really has like some issue. I'm not even gonna let's keep the subject on gaming, but this guy is freaking insane. Like, I can't believe that. Like, I can't believe that. You know what's funny?
Yeah, I saw that.
The Democrats can't even get
gone.
this.
Like, really,
he's gone.
They can't. I mean, if you're gonna be gone, but
if you're gonna
he's for sure gone now.
If you're gonna get a puppet to do your evil communist shit. At least get somebody who's like aware of aware of themselves.
At least a competent puppet.
Yeah, at least a competent puppet. You have a guy that makes us look so fucking weak to the entire world, and like they don't. And the worst part is these people don't care because they're lining their pockets.
Doing it. That's why they're going after us and trying to start wars and everything.
Exactly, exactly right, guys.
A leader who really is not a leader.
Exactly, and not only that, you know what's here's this troubling news: Schumer and all the Democrats want to kick Joe Biden out, replace his ass. They're doing a coup d'état on him. For real. You heard about that, right, Jabanchi, or what?
I'm not sure.
I never heard that, but that sounds crazy.
That's what they're planning to do. We're replacing Joe Biden right now before he becomes a nominee. They kick him out. That's their plan is.
Like ultimately, bro. Yep. Like ultimately, these people just need to like fucking understand that they're trying to line their pockets. And you could say people on the right are trying to line their pockets too, which is true. But at least it'll be more stable for everyone else. At least everyone else will be slightly more stable. You know.
Yep.
And even if you don't like either side, like you have to understand that like even if you're not for either side, one side is worse than the other. Honestly,
right.
Like, you just have to accept that reality. One side wants you to pay higher taxes, allow illegal immigrants to flood the country. They want all this kind of shit to happen. The other side might be might not be great either, but you got to think about what's best for you and what's best for like other Americans. So even if you're in the middle, at least don't vote. At least vote for the lesser of two evils. Or if you're not going to vote at all, at least don't give your vote to fucking freaks.
Yeah.
Amen, Jabanchi. Amen to them, my man. Amen to that.
Yeah, true.
Very true, Jabanchi.
Back on topic.
Sorry about that. I was sorry. That's why I was moving most of the time. I want to like make it to us more
thoughts about Kotaku, Australia shutting down.
Yeah, they're basically they're reaping what they sow, and the numbers, the writing's on the wall for them. That's all.
Huh. And I love it. They're panicking, and they deserve it. They don't care.
You alienate your main fan base, which is gamers, and a lot of gamers are male. And then you're crying because you're going out of business. Turns out the people that are keeping your business alive are kind of important, and you probably shouldn't shun them. You probably shouldn't shun your actual demographic.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick,
for me,
Apollo Patriot, take it easy.
All right, see you, Apollo Patriot. Thanks for joining us.
All right, man. Peace. With me, I think that Makante or Kumate or whatever the fuck her name is, throwing their Australian division underneath the bus since it got closed down is pretty fucking funny. It just shows that it's just so that she isn't even loyal to the company that she is working with.
That's dog eat dog, bro. Dog eat dog world. That's
there again, she is a prostitute, so
it's like true, yeah.
Prostitute, my man, that was funny.
Don't want to break much loyalty at all.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what they said? These hoes ain't loyal.
She really was a prostitute, though.
You know what they said about.
Fans.
Nah, she was also a cam girl too.
Okay.
You know what they say? These hoes ain't loyal, bro.
Facts, my man. Very facts.
So let's go on to the next subject.
All
right.
Which is actually the last one too.
Perfect.
Okay.
Allegedly, Sweet Baby Inc. are involved with the Indiana Jones game, the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which is developed by Machine Games, who did Wolfenstein, The New Colossus, and Wolfenstein Youngblood. And I don't know if any of you guys know about those two disastrous games.
I heard about them.
Yeah.
Those games is ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that they probably have some involvement in that Indiana Jones game.
Yep. And I can see another sweet baby death kiss on that game. Am I right or what?
Oh yeah, you're right.
No,
you're right. It's just it's just that we like
unfortunately they're protected by Microsoft, but seeing how Microsoft closed down a few studios, so if this game doesn't do well, then who knows? They may be next.
Yeah, they had to. Yeah. It's crazy how they had to. I mean, for their effort, at least they closed down some of the shitty ones, but at the same time, they did close down like the good ones too. So I'm surprised they didn't close down that studio too. Yeah.
What was the final subject again?
The Indiana Jones game.
Oh yeah, Indiana
Jones. Allegedly, at least.
Even if they're not, all right, let's say that the rumors are false. They still told you what they were gonna do. They still had that guy come on there looking like he just came out of a Pride
with the shaved side head.
Telling you that they're gonna try
the Pride logo of Bethesda, saying creating it for a modern day audience.
Yeah, you're saying that it's like it's clear what's gonna happen.
It's like advertisement for Sweet Baby Inc. Oh, look at me! I'm with my rainbow shirt, boy.
Like my rainbow shirt, boy. Yeah,
that was funny, man.
Yeah,
but like that's what it is. It's like they told you what they were gonna do. It's not a secret. Like even if they let's say it's not Sweet Baby Inc. They're still gonna do DEI. They're still gonna do ESG shit. They're still gonna do it.
Yeah.
So it's the last trailer they showed like had a big focus on a female character there, and people were speculating that that she's gonna be saving him, and it's gonna be some girl boss shit going on.
You're gonna probably have to play as look at the last movie, the last Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, the series in general had been going downhill. It's kind of like Star Wars, so it's like the games are gonna be no different than the movies.
Well, remember Jedi Fallen Order? Jedi Fallen Order, like, yeah, the game was pretty straightforward, but it had a lot of subversive. It had subversive DEI bullshit in it. It definitely did.
Yeah.
It didn't preach to you. It wasn't preachy, but it definitely had a lot of girl bosses. It had a lot of DEI shit in there. Like, and that's Star Wars.
Warrior shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Machine Games made the new Colossus. That is the most woke game of all time. Literally. Like, the new Colossus.
Wolfenstein New Colossus game, right? Oh,
that is the most woke game of all time. I don't think there is a game that is more woke than that game. That's the last game that's one of the last games they made, I believe. That team is doing Indiana Jones. They're talking about modern audiences. Like, why does it?
Yeah, the side game with Blazkowicz's two daughters who
where it's like,
I don't know, look like they are.
Well, they're butch as hell.
An RPG.
Women that adopt masculine traits. That's what they were.
Yeah,
so even if they weren't
yikes.
Even if they weren't lesbians, they were definitely butch and like had that like fake masculinity. Because you know what it is? It's like these women say they hate toxic masculinity, but they only think that female characters are valid if they embody those traits.
Yeah, like I hate men, but let me just take traits of what makes a man.
They hate men so much, but they want to be them. But they want to be the men.
Yeah, basically,
it's crazy. But yeah, so if you see all of that putting it together, why do you need to see a little logo of Sweet Baby Inc. to say I should stay away from this game? Like, what happened to common sense and nuance? Like, let's not get crazy. Let's use pattern recognition. It's Machine Games. They had that reveal thing. Like, I think it's pretty obvious that what they're gonna do, and it's gonna be in there in some way, even if it's not like the whole game is based off that. It's definitely gonna be in there in some capacity. So I can't wait for the damage control.
It'll be like subliminal.
Huh.
A lot of games.
I can't wait for the damage control. There'll be some girl boss character.
Subliminal
it's like Nadine with
people gonna make excuses for it, even though by now that they don't like the woke shit or whatever. Like they should know by now. But of course, it's gonna be Indiana Jones, something they're invested in, and they're gonna what's the word, like sidestep and like
and make excuses, shift the goalposts, all that.
Yeah, I bet he's gonna be like. I bet Indiana Jones gonna be like the side piece
in some
to
way.
this. Yeah.
Well, look at Nadine in Uncharted 4. That's all you used to say. People defended that, and that was pretty like on the nose and blatant.
I mean, if anything, they could at least make the bitch look good looking, in my opinion.
Nah, it's not even that, bro. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be very real here. I honestly didn't think Nadine looked that bad in 4.
Yeah.
In Lost Legacy, she looked fucking very like manly, but in 4, she didn't look that bad, and she was dressed femininely or whatever. My problem with it was the whole that game was all over the place with that shit. There was so much characterization of that DEI or like feminist bullshit in there. Nadine walks off scot free in that game. She basically calls them retarded and leaves. Basically at the end. Drake and Drake and what was the other guy's name? Not Slave. What's his name? The bad guy? Rafe.
Whatever.
Rafe. When Rafe basically left. And I mean, after Rafe and Drake were gonna fight to the death, she basically like leaves and says, "Hey, you guys are dumb and retarded. I know a lot of this is my fault, but I'm gonna receive no consequences." That's how I took it. Then having Nathan and his brother not be able to like do anything to her. Meanwhile, they both have fought way worse mercenaries. I mean, well, Drake has fought way worse. It was all over the place. Elena, like
talking down. What was it?
Talking down to Drake, guiding Drake as if like he didn't teach her how to be an adventurer, because it's like he somehow forgot the first game.
It's like some Mary Sue shit.
Yeah, but also like just like how the hell you have Helena teaching Drake how to fucking be Drake when he's the one who taught her how to be an adventurer, basically taught her how to climb, how to do all that shit. Like again, that game's all over the place, and people defended it because they like Uncharted, and the same thing's gonna happen with Indiana Jones. Especially if the game is fun. Like if the game has fun gameplay, like from a gameplay standpoint, they're gonna 100% defend it. That's why most people
I don't even think it looks that good. I think one of the issues with it is first person. It doesn't look good.
Most people,
you think of Indiana Jones, I don't think first person, and again, it looks kind of like wonky. It doesn't look like anything like amazing.
That has to be like,
what is this 2024, 2025 game? It looks like something that would have came out like 5 or so years ago.
Yeah, but that has to be like the most retarded decision ever to make a Indiana Jones game first person.
Yeah, especially because you're gonna be jumping around, climbing, and like running from like boulders and shit. But here's the other part of it, because I wanted to say this before: the ethics, most people's ethics, go away if the gameplay is fun. If the gameplay is fun, their morality is gone. It's like, all right, well, we don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna do mental gymnastics because the gameplay is good.
You see it all the time.
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, I get that. The game is fun. You don't want to be unfair. If the game is fun, it's fun. But remember that you're also supporting that shit that you don't like.
Yeah.
You're supporting it. And most people like their ethics will stop at the door if the game is fun. If the game has good graphics, their ethics are gone. If the game is a property they like, that their ethics are gone. So a lot of people say they don't like that shit, but they'll make excuses for it if it's, for example, Spider-Man, or if it's Wolverine, or if it's Last of Us. You know?
It may be funded by SBI, but it's a pretty good game. Like, no, like, come on, bro. You had to have higher standards than that.
There's the Indiana Jones game, very old, from an old Xbox. That one's better than the new one.
Yeah, I'd rather go for third person as well.
Yeah. It would make sense. Indiana Jones game.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Jabanchi. You have this game, Indiana Jones: The Emperor's Tomb? Very old game.
I never had it. I never did.
That one's classic. That one's better than the newer one.
I'll check it out. I didn't even know that game existed.
It did exist, and I just checked it out. It was on Xbox.
I may have seen it before, like years ago.
Maybe. I don't remember. I don't recall. But
I seen that. I seen that in the Xbox. I'm in Microsoft store. While I was browsing on my Xbox One. So.
Yeah, it's called The Emperor's Tomb. That's a good game.
That hip said Dustborn is the most woke of all time. Nah, bro, trust me. Wolfenstein New Colossus is that woke that I would even put it above Dustborn. Because Dustborn is fucking woke as shit, but New Colossus gets crazy with it. They go like crazy with that shit. Like, it's insane. Like,
well, to be fair, Dustborn hasn't come out yet, so who knows, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, but
it actually may surpass it.
It's possible. All right, when Dustborn comes out, we'll see. Yeah, that's true. It might surpass it, but trust me, you fucking
like that game looked terrible. Like more just ass.
I'm gonna do the trust me bro meme, but you gotta trust me bro. That game is Wolfenstein New Colossus is bad with that shit. It is
we'll
bad
have the
with
Wolf meter
it,
up for Dustborn.
bro.
Yup.
Sure.
Yeah. If Dustborn surpasses it, that would be a true achievement. That would be a real achievement.
You know what I say to those games? I'm gonna keep my wallet and seal it and never buy those games. Hell no. Am I right or what?
Take your
Yeah,
business
I
somewhere
put my
else.
money. Yeah, I put my money into like these indie developers instead.
Yeah.
Instead of these
Mine too.
overboard Hollywood wannabe bullshit.
AA studios or even Eastern studios that actually want to not cater to the modern day audience, like Visions of Mana. Director said that, or the game that's coming out, Nanits or whatever the fuck is kind of like a Final Fantasy 15 looking type of game, or Versus 13 rather, where they said that they want to keep it Japanese, as they wanted to have that Japanese feel to it.
But the problem is Sony. That's the problem.
Well, I don't think it's also going to be coming to Switch.
Yeah. Okay. If it's like multi-plat, they might have their hands tied.
Switch and P. It's multi-plat. Standing with Vengeance of Mana, multi-plat. But again, with Vengeance of Mana, Square Enix is the publisher, so who knows? But then again, Yoko Taro and
but you know what?
His team working on Nier, they were able to get.
I'm gonna be real with you though. I'm gonna be real with you. Nier is nowhere near as crazy as it's nowhere near as crazy as like a Stellar Blade or something like that. Like they got away with it, but it was also kind of tame in comparison to other games. To be fair,
that's true. That's true. Still,
so maybe
it's still pretty
it
base
has,
and
it is base. I'm just saying that it's possible that Sony can like their amount of horny is the right amount that Sony's okay with.
Yeah,
it could
be Treasure. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna look into Treasure.
Yup.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of hidden gems nowadays, especially from the 360 and PS3 days.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's Tokyo Jungle. There's Girl Fight. Rumble Roses.
Rumble Roses is a classic. Everyone knows that game. If you know that game,
what about Wet?
Oh yeah, that's another good game too.
Yup.
Remember Me?
That back. I mean, not now, but they should have brought it back before all the insanity ensued.
I hate to say it, indie devs need to make rip-off games. Indie devs need to make rip-off games of series that they like, but like just course correct them. So like,
I definitely agree on you.
However,
on that, Japachi.
There are woke indie devs out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're talking about the non-woke ones specifically.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Just put it out there.
Yeah, you have to curate. That's all.
Yup, you're right, Japanchi. You're absolutely right, 100%. Yup. Exactly right. Exactly right, man.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah, but that Indiana Jones game look like it about to flop. Especially around the era is in.
Yeah.
Like in its reputation, because we saw how the last movie did. It did terribly.
It did. And that movie was also woke as shit as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was awful, guys. The movie was so awful. I give it 0.0. That means F, which is bad.
F for funky.
Ass. F for ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, F for fucking bad, bro.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, I think the game will share the same fate as the movie too. So.
Yep, that game's gonna flop so bad they're gonna lose more money. I'm gonna celebrate their downfall.
Even though, speaking of which, even though RoboCop looks cool, I have the same sentiment. I kind of wish that game was third person as well.
Yeah, it would be a lot cooler if it was third person, especially when you can see all the RoboCop's costumes and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, because you just gotta like. I feel like I like. Don't get me wrong. The RoboCop game looks fun. It's just that and Indiana Jones and series like that. I feel like you're playing as an iconic character. You should want to like see the whole character rather than being in first person.
Yeah.
It's like a Batman game. Like I want, like honestly, the VR game is a VR Arkham game coming out, but fuck them regardless. I mean, that's a whole other thing. But I'm not really interested in playing as Batman in VR because, again, like think about VR. Like you're not going to be able to kick. You're not going to be able to do as many of the flashy moves Batman does. You're going to basically be fucking punching and elbowing them, doing batarangs, and even then, like, why would I not want to see the entire character of Batman? That's like my own personal like thing. I prefer third person a lot of times.
You mean virtual reality, huh?
Yeah, because there's a VR Arkham game coming out.
Oh, the Shadows. I heard of that.
But I mean, but screw it though. Screw them. They already lost. They already fucked up with Suicide Squad. They already lost me as a customer.
And
it's VR. And it's Gotham but they didn't make Rocksteady didn't make Gotham Knights. But then also VR.
I forgot about that.
And then you have it on VR. It's like I'm not gonna fucking buy VR to play an Arkham game from a studio that's already failed.
Yeah. And playing a Batman game on VR sounds good on paper on first, but it turns out it sounds fucking stupid.
Well, you ever played VR? You ever played on VR?
Like about twice in my lifetime.
Okay. So when you have VR, you have the two things in your hand. Batman does like martial arts. He does a lot of kicks, knees, and shit like that. How spinning kicks, spinning back fists, and shit like that? How are you gonna do that in VR? You're not gonna be able to.
Yeah, so I'll knock somebody out.
You're gonna be limited. You're basically gonna be playing Batman boxing simulator, except you could throw batarangs and stuff. And that's assuming that there's even combat in the game, because whatever.
Like I said.
And like how you gonna use the gadgets and stuff? Yeah.
Then MetaQuest. Well, the gadgets I could see that, but then it's MetaQuest, and MetaQuest is like fucking expensive as well. Like that game is gonna flop. Yeah, that game's gonna flop hard. No one's gonna buy MetaQuest just to play that.
Rocksteady needs to be shut. I think Rocksteady needs to be shut down and never exist again. What do you think?
It's definitely going to flop bad. It's like since like how Rocksteady just burned the bridge between the fan base, Batman fan base.
True that.
The whole Suicide Squad shit.
Yeah, they deserve to be shut down. What do you think, Jabanchi?
No, I agree. I feel like that they're a shell of themselves.
Yeah, they have to. Just like the Volition company did. Learn the hard way.
I swear, but every time I see that trailer, my heart just fucking dropped, and I knew that shit was gonna be an instant fail. And look what happened to Volition after that that bullshit happened.
With the guy.
See that meme? Yeah, whatever. Continue.
But back to Indiana Jones. It's like everyone knows what's up. Why do we have to play stupid? Like, why do you care if these people like think, oh, you're crazy or whatever, or you're over jumping to conclusions? Well, you know what the conclusion is. All you have to think about is how many times have you been wrong about this stuff, and how many times have you been right about it? How many times has the same pattern led to the same situation? Like, just think about that. Like, why do people let people why do a lot of these like commentators let people gaslight them into thinking like, oh, well, if I say the truth of the pattern that I see where this is going, then they're gonna say I'm extremist or I'm crazy or whatever. It's like, dude, look at Machine Games. Yeah, look at Machine Games. Look at their last few games. Look at the guy that came up talking about modern audiences. Like, just listen to that and use your brain. Like,
exactly.
Why do we have to pretend like, oh, if I say what it is, then that means that I'm gonna look like I'm crazy or like I'm like overreacting? Like, fuck, if anyone thinks that, they're a fucking idiot. I don't care what they think anyway. Then
exactly, Jabanchi, exactly. And this is what they think. Oh, you're all right. You're extreme right wing. You're far right. Blah blah blah. Like, shut up.
Yeah, it doesn't even.
That's all they got. They have no counter argument. They think, oh, they're gonna label you as something that's gonna make you
because and that's the funny thing about these people. Like,
and that
I guess I shouldn't say how I really feel or what the truth is.
Yeah, and that's the thing about these people.
Arkham Knight was the last good Arkham game. I agree. That was my mind. That's like my favorite one from a gameplay standpoint.
And the thing about these people is that they say that, oh, we don't judge people by labels, but here they are, just classify everybody as monsters and all this type of shit. If they don't agree with them.
Yeah,
it's true. So that's why they don't agree with, then they'll show the true colors. All that good guy, good girl bullshit goes out the window fast.
Bullshit. But
exactly.
That's my whole point, though. With all of this, that was the point I wanted to make. That it's like back to Indiana Jones. It's like, you know what the game's gonna be. It's fucking owned by Disney. The last movie was woke. Machine Games, who did the new Colossus, are making it. The guy on screen is telling you about modern audiences. Like, if you can't see that, I don't care if you think I'm crazy, because I think that you're mentally ill if you ignore the patterns.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but anything that came out of Disney,
they're like borderline retarded. If that's the case, they can't see it.
Or they're just that badly indoctrinated where I just can't take them seriously anymore.
Yeah,
it's that as well.
They're like,
you mean
gone? So
yeah.
Anyway,
you mean the rip off Disney World? They're a bunch of retards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. And again, like we shouldn't have to pretend. We shouldn't have to pretend that there's no pattern just because it hurts their feelings or hurts their narrative.
Yeah.
Like, fuck them. Fuck them.
Like the truth is more important than opinions. You know what I mean?
If I
care about your feelings.
If I see a pile of bodies on the way to a cave and there's bodies in the cave within my visible eye, something has to prove to me that whatever killed those people isn't in that cave before I go in a cave, just because I don't know. It's like, oh, you don't know. It's like, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna look at the pattern of what's around me, and I'm gonna wait and see, or I'm gonna leave, or somebody has to prove that there's nothing in there before I just fucking blindly go in. Like, I don't get how people can't do that, and it's a shame.
Exactly.
Most definitely.
It is a shame.
These people will never survive in nature. They'll see like a wild animal and be like, "Oh, he's just a cute little animal." Get fucking mauled to death. That's what these people are. That's the equivalent of what they are.
Exactly.
No sense of self-preservation in any form.
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm gonna add to another thing. Facts don't care about feelings.
That's true.
Yep.
Shit. Right. Exactly right.
Oh, yeah. That's the truth right there. The truth doesn't have to be pretty or have to be nice or anything like that.
Nope.
Yeah.
And people have to understand that,
Yeah, but it's just like, taking it back to square one again. It's like, you guys know what's up. Like, I just wish that like some of these channels, like, they don't want to seem like it's like Endymion, like you mentioned. Like, Endymion will be like, oh, a new Ghostbusters is coming out. I hope that it's good. Let's hope this or whatever. It's like, you can say all of that, but you've seen the trailer. You know who's involved with it. You know the company that's making it. You know what happened to the last Ghostbusters. Even though that's kind of a bad example, because I heard the last Ghostbusters wasn't actually that bad. But regardless, you get the point I'm trying to make. I mean, it's not even specifically about Ghostbusters. It's like
you see the patterns, and it's like you should be able to put it together.
Yeah, it's like, come on,
especially
man.
if you're like
a big YouTuber and people are trusting you.
Or what's going on? Yeah,
but also your fan base is trusting you.
Like practically every day, several times a week. Yeah, and they trust you to kind of like call the bullshit out when it needs to be called out, and also, in a way, kind of steer them in the right direction, because they may not know for sure, but they would expect you to, or him to, or whoever, because again, like, if you build a reputation of being like this trusted individual, then you got to stand on that. You can't just like, oh, I'm gonna turn my brain off, or I'm gonna change my tune now because it's something that I like or have an attachment to.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
How are you really going to be trustworthy? I love the Yakuza games.
Yep.
I mean, Genpachi, you already know that.
Yeah.
And like, what I do when I saw they were doing dumb shit, I called it out. And people, you're not a real fan. Oh, you can say this, whatever. Like, I know
this guy has beaten every single Yakuza game. I know firsthand. Yeah. Like, Revenant has played all of them, beaten all of them, from what I understand, from what I remember. Like, And he even likes the fucking RPG one that I don't like. But like the point is that he's definitely a Yakuza fucking fan. Like,
I like Oh, sorry about that.
No, but it's not even about Yakuza 7 or anything being bad. It's just a point that like these people like they'll do anything they can to put it in their mind and make themselves feel better about a fucking dumbass take when really their take is I want to be a corporate slave, leave me alone. Really, that's what it comes down to.
I like Resident Evil as a series, but when they start doing stupid shit, I have to call out. You know what I mean? Like,
got to. That's why, like, again, I don't hate Endymion or anything, but it's just that, like, to me, that's a reason why I don't watch his content, because he does that all the time. Like, that's why I don't watch it. I don't hate the guy or anything. Like, don't think I'm like I have like this like hate boner for him. It's just one of those things where like you're supposed to be against this stuff.
It's not personal. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just that you're supposed to be against this stuff, and you keep pretending like the next thing is gonna be good when you know deep down, like, hey, maybe you should have a wait and see before saying, I hope it's good. I hope it's this. Like, wait and see.
Even though like the last 2 installments was bad, like
like just wait and see or be honest, and like that makes me feel like it's engagement bait. That's what it makes me feel like. So that's why I don't fuck with him like that, like with his content.
Exactly, Jimpanchi. Exactly right. Look at the trailer first. Wait and see if it's good or not. Right?
Yeah, or at least use language that isn't like misguiding. Or misleading, where it's like,
the fans' intelligence.
Yeah, it's like, don't use a misleading thing like, a new Final Fantasy announced, or Square Enix says this. I hope that it doesn't do. I hope it doesn't do terrible or whatever. I hope that it's like, bro, like you know what's up. Like you know what's up. Come on,
dude. Exactly right.
Yeah, so that's my take on it. But I don't hate the guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy or whatever. That's just my take on his content.
Everybody
right.
Has flawed opinions, you know.
Yeah. Yup. Exactly right.
Yeah. That's all.
Yup.
So anyone else have any takes on it and they want to talk about the Indiana Jones thing? I kind of basically said all I needed to say.
Same here. I said my
part. Same here too. Same thing. I already said my part already.
That game going. That shit going to flop.
Yup. Big time.
So let's shift a little bit because we're probably gonna close out soon. Anything anybody's like excited or having fun with or whatever right now, or anything they're enjoying or whatever they want to talk about?
I've been been making like music recently. So
music, okay. What kind of music?
Yeah, like
right? Is it hip hop?
It's something like that. Like beats and stuff. Like type beats, shit like that.
Okay, gotcha.
Nice.
Yeah, so.
Nice. What about any games? You been playing any games lately?
I'm about to play the first Descendants on live today. So hopefully that goes well.
The game is alright.
Good things about it. So
it's you know what, with the first Descendant, I like the game. It's a little like generic in some ways, but it's fun. I like the character designs. The combat is serviceable.
Yeah.
The servers were fine from when I was on there. I like all the stuff you can unlock in the game, and I like the fact that you can unlock it. It's just kind of annoying that a lot of it is basically like a grind fest because they want you to buy it with real money. So you're gonna be playing a lot before you unlock any of those. You're gonna be, if you like any costumes or characters, you're gonna be playing a fuck ton before you unlock them. But it's okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
the costumes and and characters in there look pretty good. Way better than Concrete Core or whatever that shit was. My lord, all the characters look like
the Discord mod. Discord mod.
Yeah.
Yup.
More like the Reddit mob. Both.
Reddit mod. The game. Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm just saying because it has Concord, Discord. But I get definitely.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is like I do like that game. It's entertaining, but it is a grind fest. It is kind of another free to play game. It's fun. It is what it is. Those aren't usually my thing, so I don't know how long I'll actually like continue to play it, but it's okay. I can't say it's bad. I can say the microtransactions are scummy though, but that's kind of expected with a free to play game with waifus.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like that comes with the territory. If you get that game, if you play that game, you're aware that you're gonna have like expensive waifus and they're gonna be scummy transactions. That's just part of name of the game.
You're right.
Yeah, so that's fun. What about
Yeah,
you?
I definitely agree on that.
Rolls
What
Royce.
about me?
Yeah, anything interesting? Any games you're playing? Anything you're into? Any like manga, like anything, you know? So maybe the people watching,
games?
or it could be
Let's
anything.
see.
Anything you're into,
Uh,
comics, manga, anime, whatever.
Manga anime. I went to Anime Expo.
Oh, cool.
And I had
alright,
fun a little
that's
bit
dope.
with crowd and crazy. And
Nice.
I'm in San Diego in a trip with my cousin out of town with a
Nice.
friend, you know.
Neo 2 is fun, and also Naruto Ultimate Ninja. That's awesome too. In response
Yeah.
to like that hip and Emerald Torres.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are good games.
I heard about Naruto games. They're good. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
try and find out and see how good it is, you know?
I actually, you know, it's kind of funny because I actually really do like those Naruto games. They're fucking fun, and they look good visually.
Yeah.
They look really good visually.
Yeah,
No, they are,
my,
yeah.
my little
Yeah.
brother love those games, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
man. I
he
respect
would
the
literally
character.
play. Yeah, he would literally play
Yeah.
I
like
think they have.
the ones on the PS3 and PS4.
Yup.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like
That's when
like
I
I
played.
said,
was on PS4.
Naruto
I think
is
it was like
what?
the finale. It was the one with the it added Boruto in there or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I felt it was, it had the
Jinpachi,
Riddler
your
Ninja
favorite.
Storm, and it had Boruto in there, like a chapter or something.
Right.
The next chapter, right? I think that was
Something
Yeah.
like
no,
that.
I think it was final chapter. Or something. I don't know,
Something
but
like that. we
no, I think it was
Jinpachi.
the next road, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Something like that.
I forgot.
What was that, Rolls?
Jinpachi, your favorite character, Naruto, has a Nissan Skyline design and a figurine. It's kind of funny.
That's
You saw
cool.
that?
No, I
That
didn't
looks
see
cool.
I didn't
It's
see
on
it.
Jada Toys. They have those Hollywood rides, they call it. They make a lot of characters out of cars. It's so funny. You should
That
see
is
it.
cool.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'll check it out.
Jared Toys is supreme.
Yeah, they're doing a bunch of anime stuff, and I heard they're doing a Sonic. They made a Lamborghini Sonic. That's crazy.
Sonic Lamborghini. That's cool.
Yeah, they're doing that. That's fucking crazy.
That's awesome. That's
I
awesome.
bet that shit goes fast as fuck too.
It will be.
Because I know Lamborghinis is one of the fastest cars out there.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Has
awesome.
anybody seen that new Captain America trailer? And what's your thoughts on it? No,
trailer.
Trailer.
Trailer. I haven't seen it. I heard about it. It's I don't like Falcon as Captain America. I'm gonna be straight up.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should trying to do something with it, but just I don't know, bro.
They should have just made a Falcon solo movie. I don't understand. Like what gets to me about the Falcon is like, what was wrong with him being the Falcon?
Yeah,
That's what blows my mind about it. Like Falcon is one of the first ever black superheroes. One of the first ever black superheroes. And like to me to take his identity away just to make him Captain America, it's like what the like I just find that so like retarded. It's like what was wrong with Falcon? Why couldn't he just be the Falcon? It's insulting.
Yeah,
it is insulting. It's like it's implying that
like,
Falcon's not good enough.
He can't the black superhero can't go over his own original shit. So he had to borrow he had to steal this idea from a white superhero. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That shit is ass. That shit is ass. I don't like it. So as far as I'm concerned, that movie's dead to me. I don't care how good it is because it's fucking it's a mockery.
Yeah, everybody look like it looks like a bad PS1 game with the CGI and the red whatever fuck.
That movie's gonna flop, my man. That's gonna flop so bad.
I'm gonna be real with you. Marvel is dead. Marvel right now is the movies at least are money dump, and the comics have been changed to support the movies. So
by digging themselves
by
even
proxy,
deeper.
the comics are dying.
Pure dog shit.
Yup. Marvel is dead. Star Wars is dead.
But
DC is almost dead.
Maybe even Storm 4 with the DLC or the added thing to it.
You talk about Naruto, right?
Are you talking about Naruto?
Yeah, I think it was like the last main one before Boruto. No, it's like I'm trying to think about
Oh,
which one it was.
I think
Was it?
it's
I
like
think
one
it
of
was
those things
Storm
where it kinda
4, right?
bothers you. You're trying to remember.
Storm 4,
Yeah.
right?
Hey, what's up, Jinpachi? What's up, Revenant?
Yo, what's up, Reborn? You came in toward the
What's
end,
up?
man.
So Reborn.
Reborn.
What's up, Reborn?
Yeah, we're
What's up? What's up?
so real quick, since Reborn came here, let me get his opinion about all three topics before we head
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me
So,
about it.
have you heard about CD Project Red hiring the a woman who was
I
defending
know.
Sweet Baby Inc., but she
Yeah.
also worked on the
Cultists and
Wolverine
all.
game.
Yeah,
CD Project Red.
Yeah, I know the details because I know how the Matrix gonna do. They go do that same, mentality over. And what we have to do, we have to stand our guard and got see how much these companies drain their money. And also, I want to see how much they can suffer with those type of people. Right now, we'll be real. I'm gonna be real. These men don't know how to like fight a lot of these women around the industry. Because the only thing what they might do, I would say this, the only thing they might give them lawsuit. But we all damn know they are. I'm gonna be real. They could be like they are trying to like discriminate a lot of historical figures, and that's true. That's true. Meaning
I think
how
you're
these
thinking of
women are.
Assassin's Creed, right?
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
I was talking about CD Project Red,
yeah. Like I'm saying.
who did the Witcher games and Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, basically, can be real. They're gonna discriminate no matter what, cause it don't stick to the nicest.
Right.
Yeah.
Real quick. Emerald Taurus. I did hear about that. I actually saw that this morning, which is kind of hilarious. So, of course, leave it to Ubisoft to do that. But
So what's the next
what was I
one,
gonna say?
Revenant?
Yeah, the next
Because
one is Kotaku Australia shutting down.
fuck Kotaku.
I don't know
Yes,
if
yes.
you heard about that.
I'm glad that bitch ass gaming mainstream is shut down, but it's got like a last one. But we need to see how the USA Kotaku go, cause the main goal of that one we need to have, and that's great. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
hopefully, the US is the next one
Can you hear me?
to go down. Yeah. No, I hear you.
Oh no.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me
All right.
give me a minute.
Jesus Christ.
Yes,
Yeah, you look good, Can.
except for my arms, my legs.
Yep.
You know how I work.
Yep.
You're lucky.
Oh my God, this character is fucking
Anyway,
horrible. Anyway, yeah, sorry.
what happened?
No, nothing. It has nothing to do
You
anyway
doing
in the
something?
podcast. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Hey, can you hear me right now?
It's no one
Yeah.
here. No one
Not
here.
yet.
It's
Yeah,
just
we can hear
something. I was doing something else. It's okay.
Yeah.
Is it
Like
Tekken
I'm
related?
saying,
Listen,
like
let's
my
not. Let's keep it positive in here.
Yep.
yeah, like
Okay.
my talking about
Anyway, Reborn. Yeah.
yeah, like I was saying before, I need to see the USA Kotaku media, the gaming mainstream media, to be shut down, and that's it. But the only one after once when this Kotaku gaming mainstream is shut down, we need to move on to IGN, because IGN and maybe others are like they got the biggest cultists, I would say.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
what I think is it's going to be like the smaller publications like Kotaku, then maybe Polygon. I think the
Yeah.
difficult one
Oh
is
yeah,
going to
I
be
forgot about
IGN
those
and
fuckers too.
GameSpot. Like
Yeah.
GameSpot
Yep.
and IGN, they're going to be like the harder ones to like,
So take a dip. I'm watching
Yeah,
phone.
to
At
be shut
least,
down.
Here's my bag.
they're such a
Yep.
huge entity, so it's going to be difficult
at
Yeah.
least
unless they really fuck
Machinima
something up.
was funny.
Machinima
least
was funny
Yeah,
as Timmy.
Yeah.
They
To a
basically
certain
killed.
extent.
They killed themselves at the end because they started to do woke shit
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
They weren't always
rebranding,
like that.
and it kind of fucked a lot of people over too.
Yeah.
There's some, like
Miss
something else with
Cinema
that.
kind of F a lot of majority random people over.
Because Machinima
Yeah.
was kind of an innovator, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them.
Yeah.
Like IGN, Kotaku, they're not even funny. They just
No.
They're
they-
assholes. They're just
Yeah, they're
they're
activists.
they're what we call
They
smarts in wrestling.
hate
yeah,
art.
that's
Pretty much.
They-
oh
Yeah.
yeah, most
They-
definitely, yeah.
They're
They're smarts.
activists.
Like yeah, oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. They are no better than Fightful Select, Wrestling Observe newsletter. You know, it's basically
They're basically a bunch of smart ass fucking liberals who think they know
Yeah.
everything, and
Yeah.
they're not aware of the fact that they don't. So everything that they support ends up dying because they always have the bad take.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's that. What McConte remind me of JD from New York.
Oh, don't talk about
Oh,
that
God.
guy. That guy is
Oh,
ass.
fuck that nigga, bro.
Damn.
What?
JD from
Yeah.
New York is the worst, bro. I can't
That
stand
was
that
she-
guy.
Yeah, like that must be her long lost twin or some shit. Because holy fuck,
I mean, JD from New York is horrible, bro.
yeah.
Oh hell no!
I don't want
He
to
is
hear
ass.
Stop looking at us.
He making us.
I
Look
don't want to hear
bad
that
now.
name.
Yeah.
Help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear anything about that shit ass movie Captain America.
Yup.
That movie's ass.
Yeah, I'll beat his ass too.
He said that movie's ass, but if you want to beat him up, by all means, do what you want to do.
I'm gonna beat up. I'm gonna beat up Alessa McConty.
Jinpachi, not that.
I'm not gonna say much because people will be like, "You're calling people to violence." Listen, bro, you have the autonomy to beat up whoever you want to beat up.
Yeah,
Huh.
Jinpachi, let me tell you this, homie. Let me tell you this. Have you seen that this type of Rome movie? I think it's near around the Rome. Look what happened. They constantly discriminate, the Greece history. Motherfuckers want to add in the bullshit, which we all see. The gladiator too.
Mhm.
Yeah, them motherfuckers once again.
The muddy fuckers.
Yeah, discriminating.
Damn, they're going after Trump again. You
Like,
wanna know why? Because
Jill
they know
Gladiator
he's
too.
gonna win.
Who?
They're trying to stop their opposite.
Biden's not.
This-
Biden's just.
What the fuck?
You can't
Fuck Biden.
gaslight with
Biden,
Biden.
man.
They can't gaslight with Biden anymore because he's just so
No.
gone.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They
I
can't.
don't want to go full on, off this guy, but I really want to. But I want to say this: that bitch ass can't even speak. I don't get how these motherfuckers think it's okay to defend that motherfucker. Nah, that motherfucker is trash. That
For real.
nigga needs help. He cannot be a
He has
damn
mashed potato
president,
for
bro.
brains.
His brain tumor lost, and that motherfucker acting like, what is it? A grandma just looked like shock. Get that motherfucker out here. Get him the fuck out of
Yeah.
office.
That moody fucker. Get that moody fucker out of here.
Yeah.
Man, screw him. He has dementia really bad and Parkinson's
Thank you.
disease.
Yeah.
Thank you, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has
I
dementia.
don't-
He definitely has dementia.
And I don't get how
That's why they
these
want him to have the
bitches want to
That's why they
defend
don't want
this
to test.
look like this old weasel, and he's struggling. He can't do his. He can't do it. He's losing it. That motherfucker's losing it for real.
Yeah, I seen him.
These bitches trying to defend that guy, and y'all's constantly take
Yeah.
the fucking piss out of that
Man's
nigga.
lost.
Yeah, they also say, oh, it's a big boy
Fuck out
conversation.
that motherfucker.
Conference. Yeah, they said, oh, big boy conference. Yeah, right. Bunch of idiots.
And what is it? Let me tell you.
For who?
Even though
Definitely not him.
I go to my bitch ass, my learning center, and next thing I see this woman trying to talk about, oh, don't be shady about this guy, don't be shady, don't be like snide. Biden cannot run a president, and
It's Obama pulling the string.
yeah,
It's not even Obama. It's like
yeah,
I don't know. It's a collection of.
lunatics.
it's a collection of corrupt people that are doing it. It's not even Obama.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
some retarded corrupt people think that's okay to like have what is it? Maybe a disability man around the president. He's struggling. That motherfucker is struggling for sure.
Mhm.
And he's lost his tumor.
Exactly right.
Yeah. But
Exactly
yeah,
right.
Reborn. Last thing, Indiana Jones, the new game that's
Fuck
coming out.
that game.
Indiana Jones.
Fuck no. Get that shit out of here. Get that shit. That movie could die. That movie should die long time ago.
Yeah, where 3D may be involved.
Whatever. Fuck that game. From fuck few people Weller. I don't get. Let me tell you this.
The game.
Yeah, I'm talking about game. But I want to talk about movie too. But let me talk about it. I don't get why
the movies are trash anyway, but
yeah.
Well, be specific. The latest one. The last two were trash.
I like.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
That shit was so bad, it was forgotten.
Yeah, it really was forgotten.
Yeah, I like the trilogy, the third trilogy. But why the fuck you want to add another one? Get out here. Get that shit out of my face. And also get that game. Get that crappy ass game out of my face. It looks horrible. That game's I'm with you. Once that game launches, it's gonna be Cyberpunk 27. I'll tell you. I'm telling you, bro. That's also Indiana Jones is gonna have a lot of bugs on his screen.
The Crystal Skull and the fifth one the other one was awful.
Don't blame me, bro.
Yeah, the Crystal Skull and the last one. That was the last one that came out, right?
Don't blame me for that.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Okay, that one was crazy. Crystal Skull, wasn't that the one with Shia LaBeouf in it?
Yeah, I think so.
No,
right.
there was another one after that, I believe.
Right?
Yeah.
And that one had like
Anthony
all kinds
Pettis in one of them.
I don't know. The last one that came out had a bunch of woke ass shit in it. I forgot what it was called. It had some woman in it, some female actress.
Yeah,
who was also a crazy leftist.
I know which one you're talking about. I don't remember the name, but
yeah.
Phoebe, like I said, Phoebe Weller. She's on our stage.
Yeah, I think that was it. Actually,
damn ass annoying, bro.
Yeah.
I watched the episode. It is so fucking weird as fuck. I'm telling you.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
And now that bitch gonna be playing as a Tomb Raider. Get that little.
She don't look shit. She don't look shit like Tomb Raider either.
Exactly.
Like Lara Croft.
What?
She don't look anything like Lara Croft.
Exactly. And these bitch ass, what is it? Hollywood elites, or I would say like Ryan Garcia, like the Bohemian Grove wants to hire her, like she's going to play Lara. Nah, she's terrible. She ain't nowhere near Lara. She looks horrible.
Yup. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Like I said, Hollywood's in panic mode. Fake news is dying, and I love CNN's finally let off people. Ha the punk.
I don't know why that was so funny, but it really was. The way you worded that was fucking hilarious.
That was hilarious. That'd be funny, man. Mm-hmm.
Ha ha, bitches.
Yeah.
Communist network, you deserve it. You communist news network, you all deserve getting laid off.
Exactly.
Yep.
Fuck your communist bullshit, bro. Not you, Royce. But damn, everything about bitch ass communists. Look what happened.
Oh yeah, Trump got shot.
Trump got shot?
Yeah. Tommy was talking about it.
What?
And yeah, they're trying to assassinate him.
What the fuck? Whoa! Time out. When?
Who?
When was this?
I think it just happened now.
Remember when they said they didn't want? Wait. Remember when they said they didn't want the National Guard to protect him? Not the National Guard. Sorry, the Secret Service.
Yeah.
They try to remove it. They try to remove his protection from the Secret Service.
Who's trying to get shot?
No. Listen. When they were doing the whole thing where Trump went to when he was when they did the thing with court. When they did the thing with court with him, there was a thing where they said that they wanted to remove his Secret Service protection or something like that, right? Wasn't that the thing, Revenant?
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
all
I
of a
think
sudden there's
so.
an assassination attempt on him. That's not a
Oh,
coincidence.
here we go. Here we go.
Oh,
Donald Trump was shot. Sorry, Donald Trump was just shot at his rally. He fell to the floor, and tons of agents rushed him. He got up and looked really disoriented, and it appears his ear
Dude,
is,
look it
is
up.
bloody. Secret
Look up
Service
Trump
put
got
him
shot.
in the car and rushed him away. All agents have guns drawn.
What the? I knew this was deep
Crazy.
state, fuckers. They wanted
Deep
this
state.
assassination
It's deep
bastard.
state. It's deep state shit.
Holy fucking
Yeah,
shit!
they're saying he got shot in the
Wait.
side of his head.
Wait, it happened
Oh
today.
shit!
Holy
In the
shit!
side of his
They say he-
head.
Yeah.
Side of his
And they're
head?
saying he
Wait,
fist
it-
bumped
Hold on,
fist bumped the crowd before he left.
Shit.
What?
Holy
Wait.
fuck! I told you something. Deep state was fucking real. Damn.
Wait, what happened? Wait, this actually happened?
Yeah.
Wow, they
also,
shot him in the
Hodge
head.
Twins wrote about it too. Trump got shot in the head and got up like a fucking gangster and fist
Look at it.
bumped
Keep reading.
the crowd.
So it must. Hopefully, it skid his
What the
head and didn't
fuck?
like enter his
That's
fucking
what I'm
brain.
assuming. Yeah,
Nah,
it
that
is
is
right. If he's
mad,
doing
bro.
that, it probably just skid
Them
his head.
motherfuckers see it. I can tell. Them
Wow.
motherfuckers trying
They are,
so
you know what's
hard.
funny? That shows you
shut
how
him down.
fucking. That shows you how fucking pathetic
Holy
those people
shit.
are. Because wait. Because get ready for this. They're gonna gaslight and say, "Oh, it was one of the Trump haters. It was like they're gonna pretend that it wasn't the fucking.
Yeah,
it
right.
wasn't them that fucking tried to do it. You know,
Oh,
it wasn't.
Yeah,
it was.
apparently it
Oh,
hit his ear.
please.
So
Oh,
Jesus
please. I can smell
Christ.
it.
Bro, no. I
Now
was thinking,
Trump is gonna have a cool
Oh,
ass scar
bro,
when he wins the election.
but-
That's all the change.
well, buddy Marty, please.
yeah,
Dude, what the fuck? I was right,
They're really trying
Javanchi.
to stop this guy from
Holy
winning.
fucking
shit.
shit.
That shows you how scared they are.
Exactly, they are scared.
They're
Yeah.
panicking because they're
I can tell
losing.
these bitches constantly losing their damn mind. I can tell these stupid ass bitches losing their damn mind because we all know this guy always will speak up the truth. But these bitches are so, like I said, something's wrong with these motherfucking people. I'm telling you.
Yeah, listen, I'm telling you, it's deep state.
Oh, yeah, it's
Deep
like
state behind all
what
this.
goes in your mind to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
but
awesome.
again, those people, they're gonna pretend that it was a crazy person that did it, but when we all know the reality is that they try to assassinate him.
Huh?
That's
But you know
true.
what?
I can
But you know
tell.
what? Even if a bullet would have went into fucking Trump's head, he would still be more coherent than Biden.
That's
Oh
damn
my
true,
God.
bro. Damn true.
This is
Why you
insane.
stand up and-
Yeah.
and
That's
expose
crazy.
This is
expose nature. What
this is
all of this is like I
Wow.
said, even though
Do they think this makes them look good? Like the Democrats gotta feel like they can't believe that this makes them look
That's what I'm
trustworthy.
thinking, right?
This is the kind of shit that will start a civil war. Really.
huh. See?
and guys, can I tell you this? Let me tell you this. Even though you don't like the celebrity,
Makes them look worse.
just like Andrew Tate trying to like explain to people right now, they trying to like assassinate him or try to get him removed. And look what happened. Right now, the Romania make him free.
I'm
And they
telling
can do
you. Go ahead. Go ahead. You were saying?
No. Because like I say, like basically, look how much the mainstream media trying to like, get like some assassination, somebody to like seek to assassinate Andrew Tate. And that damn that never happened. And basically right now, I would say this, he's free from Romania. But right now, the whole media died out because they got nothing to talk about.
Reborn. I agree with you, man.
wait
And
till
I'm
he
telling you,
starts
this is
playing
deep
something
state
again.
panicking. They're so desperate to power. They know they're losing because they're fucking losers. They know that.
Exactly, that's
Yeah,
the same
that's
shit.
why they're doing it.
I'm telling you,
It's,
bro.
like
It's the
Emerald was saying,
same
Trump
mindset
derangement
they
syndrome.
do. It's the
All of
same
them.
bitch ass mindset. They panic. They can't even just the question. They can't just the bitch ass argument. They just lose it, bro. They just
My
lose
thing
it.
is,
And the
like,
next minute,
If this guy is so bad, why would they feel the need to stop this guy at all avenues?
Trying to stop this guy.
it's just stupid,
Because
bro.
look, this is the fucked up part, though. The messed up part is they're gonna have plausible deniability because you can't prove who fucking shot him. So they'll pretend like, oh, you're gonna have them on TV say, oh, it's a tragedy, this is wrong or whatever. But for all you know, they could have planned it. It could have been them who did it, you know. But they're gonna, like I said, like because we don't know who the assailant was or whatever. There's gonna be a thing where like they're gonna just have plausible deniability. You're not gonna be able to prove who put him up to it. Who you know what I'm trying to say?
I know.
That's how they. No, but even with a camera, they're not gonna prove who put him up to it. It could show you who shot him, but it can't tell you like if somebody paid him. It can't tell you if it was an assassin. You know what I'm saying? So that's what these politicians and corporations do. They have a third party, obviously, do the assassination attempts. So again, I'm gonna say allegedly, but honestly, I mean, it's kind of obvious, like who did this.
Yeah.
Huh. You know who did it, Punchy? Deep State. Them. And I know that they did it. You know what I'm saying, man?
They won't win, but all right. So Toby said they won't win a civil war. I agree, but the problem is that while the country is in a civil war state, they'll be vulnerable to Russia and China and other countries like Iran as well.
Yeah, so and North Korea.
And North Korea.
Holy shit, that shit was insane. I saw the video.
I gotta see the video too. Yep. Can somebody link me the video on X so I can watch it later?
I'm gonna see that video.
Let me ask you. Let me repost it. Let me repost it.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna see that video when I go back to my hotel room. I'm saying, what the fuck, man,
bro? If it just shows you how afraid. If they're this afraid, it's like you said, if Trump is so bad, why are they this afraid of him beating them again?
Right? They're like they're really trying to off this man. Like
but let me tell you this, bro.
The election, so that tells you like they're scared. Like this is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. They're damn scared because we all know
even everyone hates them. If the narrative is that everyone hates them, why would they go through these drastic measures to get rid of them?
To cheat or assassinate.
Yeah, because again, they got no one to beat them fairly.
Exactly.
It's not a thing
no
anymore,
one can't beat them, bro. No motherfuckers can't even beat that.
Hold on, Reborn. Let Revenant speak.
Like a Hillary Clinton situation where she got mocked by Trump. Biden's gonna get mocked by Trump, or even it doesn't matter who it is, whether Biden or Kamala. It doesn't matter because they're not gonna have the whole mail-in ballot shenanigans to steal another election because we already know he won the 2020. But this what is what they're trying to do.
Exactly, and they want to put
does not make them look any better.
Yeah, look. I want to say this though. Even if it wasn't, even let's say it was just like a psychopathic TDS person, and it wasn't like a deep state attack. It still shows you that person who thinks Trump is so bad is still afraid. Like, it still goes back to what Revenant said. They're still afraid of him winning, even if it was a regular civilian. That they're gonna try to assassinate him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, Richard Simmons passed away. You know that exercise dude.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. That guy was real. He kept it real. Richard Simmons.
Yeah.
He's a fitness icon. He didn't have the craziest physique, but he was motivational. He kept people going.
Exactly. He was on the Space Jam movie too.
He unintentionally created Simon Dean.
Yeah, basically.
Yep. And not only that, he was in a Space Jam movie with Michael Jordan in the cameo when I saw that video of him exercising.
But I want to go back to this real quick because, like what Toby said, it's like a civil war. They won't win a civil war, but it'll be bad for the country as a whole because, again, like America will be very vulnerable to Russia, China, and Iran.
Let me tell you this, because that's the thing how they want it. They really want to downgrade the society that bad because they don't want to lift it up forward. They want to make it backwards. Anything to them, backward, reverse timeline. And what is it for us? I'm just tired. I'm just tired to sticking up to reverse timeline. Nah, I'm going up straight. So they can try so hardest to like shoot somebody down, like they are proven to be right. They are more best than this dude. But we all damn know they ain't no better, bro. Them motherfuckers ain't better at all. These motherfuckers have
Exactly.
no faith or value critical thinking. They fail in their motherfucking lives.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Crazy, man. Can't believe it.
Yeah, I just
That shit was nuts.
I gotta say that's fucking crazy, and it shows you how pathetic these people really are. And again, even if
Yeah,
even if it wasn't a deep state attack, it was definitely some leftist
Yeah.
weirdo who did it, and it shows you that leftist
Yeah.
weirdo's
exactly,
a
bro.
fucking. It definitely shows you that leftist weirdo's a fucking coward,
Yeah.
whoever it may be. And if this
Yeah.
guy, like Revenant said, this guy is so bad, why are they trying to off him?
Exactly, bro.
I mean,
Exactly right.
because who's gonna if he's that bad, no one's gonna vote for him.
And guys, let me tell you this. I'm gonna be real. We all damn
Yeah.
know. We came onto the law around the leftists. The leftists always want to like beat up, the most a lot of black people, and they want to paint it that hard to say it's all right. Nah, it's the leftists doing.
But you know
Exactly.
what?
And the
It's deep.
same,
It's deeper than that, though. It's
yeah,
actually
and the same
deeper than
goes for
that.
the Mexicans too.
But it's deeper than that, bro. It's not even about that. They want everybody to be collectively weakened because they want tax slaves. They want us to fucking be like tax cattle
Yeah.
so that they can keep their lifestyle going at all costs at the expense of everyone else. That's what
Exactly
they
right.
want. That's what they want. It's not about like propping up any group of race of people or whatever, or putting other ones down. It's about making us all collectively weaker. If that means
Exactly. That's the thing.
if it means destabilizing white communities, black communities, Hispanic communities, they don't care. They just want you to vote for them so that they can do their corrupt dealings and they can continue to make money and live lavishly. And they can't do that if they're not in positions of power, which is
Yeah, exactly.
why all this shit happens.
Yeah, because that's why they always really want it to be all time. They really want to be in the bad light. They really want that so they can beat down a lot of people down. And that's what your good argument which you point, Jimpachi. You're right. They just so much in
Bro,
what
they don't even care about individuals. They don't care about like
that's true. Thank you.
they don't care about holding people down. It's about, I mean, like in the sense that like they want to like hold down the black community, Hispanic community, Asians, whatever. It's not even about that. It's about everyone being destabilized so that they can maintain control and power. They want
exactly because they want to control their own power. That's the thing.
They want to be able to continue their lifestyles, continue their lavish, like, being rich. And it's not, being rich for these people isn't enough. It's not even about just being rich. It's about power.
Yeah, it's about power for them.
That's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
No control, man. Kind of crazy times we're living in, man.
It is. It is. It is.
True, bro.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's very dark. It's dark, man.
This timeline is very dark. Yeah. And to be honest,
look, let me explain something else. Degenerating, like promoting degeneration, for example, promoting trans and all that stuff. It's not because they actually care. That's about disabling like families and normal, like and normal lifestyles. It's about making people like with the trans stuff, all that stuff is just to make everything that's normal and stable to be as chaotic as possible. So you're also relying on the government. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so bad, bro. It's like, honestly, and the crazy part is that no matter what, people will always say it's a conspiracy, and then when they finally realize it's not a conspiracy, then it's too late. And then it's like what I said earlier. It's like, oh well, sorry, I thought whatever. Yeah, but that's not gonna fix shit. That's not gonna fix shit once it goes bad.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. They want World War III. They want Civil War. They want Great Reset, Green New Deal bullshit. That's their goal.
Yeah, that's
they want money.
They want a lot of money and power. That's the thing they care for. Not for poor people. They want money and power by themselves.
They want centralized power. That's what it is.
Yeah. Thank you, Jimpachi.
So
you got it right there. Yes.
So they want centralized power. So that means if you have one world government, for example, that means that those people in charge now will never be able to. You'll never be able to remove those people from their positions.
That's
You know.
Yeah.
But that's like a whole nother. That's a whole nother conversation. I don't want to get too deep into that, but it's fucking
Yeah.
crazy. It really
Yeah,
is
it is.
crazy. It really is crazy. So anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys want to end it there. What do you think, Revenant? Revenant?
Is he there?
Yeah. I think we can end it here.
We can
Yeah.
end it
Yeah.
here.
Probably,
He's probably he was rewatching that video, I bet.
Yup. I'm gonna go see that video tonight and see what's
You hear
going
me?
on. You know.
But all right, you know, Seb, no,
Or is there a
sorry,
delay?
there's a delay, I think. Sorry about Trump, but you know, like it sucks that what happened to him, but you know, all you could do is pray for his well wishes.
Yup.
But
I agree.
But that being said, it's been a good podcast other than fucking Trump getting almost assassinated. And you know, thanks for everyone who tuned in, who commented. It's been a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
definitely join us on the next one. You know, and thanks for tuning in.
I like this channel, man. I like you guys on the.
And I don't know if you guys want.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Let's do outros now. Reborn.
Oh, hello,
Yeah.
hello, everybody. It's Reborn. I do like music, extended videos, and I do like talk about games. And also do podcasts too. So if you're enjoying, feel free, let me know, and I'll arrange it. Then we can have a discussion. Whatever you want to discuss about, I'm willing to talk it with you. Just
I like that, man.
just like I have it with Jim Patchy, Revenant, and also others.
Yeah.
And also, I want to thanks Revenant for inviting me to his podcast, and also thanks Jim Patchy always keeping it real. Respect to my homie there. Yeah,
Yup.
he's
Yeah, true,
appreciate
true.
it.
a real nigga. So
I
Yeah,
wanna.
word.
I want to say Jambanchi and his friends are good, are cool, smart people, and I like they're covering what's going on in the game world and all that stuff. They're cool
True.
people in the world, man.
yeah,
I appreciate that, man.
Yup.
yeah.
They both pretty awesome dudes, bro. And so is everybody else
Yep.
in here.
Yep.
Like Voice,
Yep,
you know, Reborn.
Everyone else in
Yeah.
here too. Yup.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah, everyone in
Thank
here
you.
is, I'm grateful for everyone who comes to the
Yeah.
podcast and watches
Well,
Revenant and watches me as well.
Yeah,
I truly am.
thank you.
Yup.
And
So
thanks to Revenant and Jim Patty inviting me here. And also, I want to respect you
course.
guys joining too, like Y2 Byron and also Royce Ryan for
Yup.
joining his podcast.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
Yup.
Yeah.
So,
Already
yeah.
subscribe to your channels, by the way.
oh,
Yup.
thank you.
Alright.
Solo, I know you're backstage.
Yeah, let's solo on real quick.
Kind of coming in late.
All right,
so
I'm gonna leave the backstage.
try to have you
See you
on
guys
after.
later.
I'm backstage too, so I want to say to Jim Patty Revenant, you keep it going. Maybe I'll see you to the next ones. I see y'all to the
Yup.
next one. Yeah.
Same thing, man. Same thing. Yup.
You too. Anyway, you
All right,
guys
Reborn.
take care.
Appreciate you.
Take care, bye.
All right, man.
Peace.
You
Bye.
too.
Alright.
Rolls Royce, you want to do your outro?
Well,
Oh, shit,
So he
I
left
forgot
already?
to do my
yeah.
Okay, so New York.
I think he thought
It's
he
all
was-
right.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
Well,
New York. Y2,
anyway,
you want to do your outro?
thanks for Royce
Oh, yeah,
coming
yeah.
on again.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, sure. I ride to viral. I do videos on WWE 2K, Kingdoms of Amalur, Hogwarts Legacy, Stellar Blade, and Rise of the Ronin. I stream on weekends, and this Sunday I'm gonna be doing VCW. Razor's Edge 3 will take place on Sunday. So hopefully I'll see y'all there, and also have a new music channel on
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's called Y2 Radio. I make new tracks every week, so hopefully y'all check that out too. Also the retro channel, the central,
Definitely.
my second channel, and my extra channels. So yeah. That's my outro,
Cool.
and
Cool.
yeah, I know I have fucked up a lot on my outro, but
Did
no
you
harm, no
coming on
foul. You know
again,
what I'm saying?
Richard?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
I want to thank Japashi and Revenant for inviting me back on.
All right.
Appreciate that.
Yep, man. Always good to have you. All right. So you said Solo was backstage.
Yeah, he kind of came in like late, like real late.
Yeah.
Like a few minutes ago.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I mean,
should I let him?
You could let him on. He could give his
I
thoughts,
don't
and then let him on. Let him on. If he was waiting or if he whatever, like let him on, and then he could briefly talk, and then we'll end it there.
Oh, what's yeah, I know I joined pretty late, whatever, but hey, it's a good little stream. Good to hear y'all talk about stuff. But overall, my channel, I don't got too much on there. Just random gameplays and music I listen to.
Okay, man. That music, though. What that music do?
Sounds pretty good. Yeah.
All right, man. All right, so I mean, thanks for coming on at the end, I guess. And like,
yeah,
appreciate it. I mean, you were in the comment section. Yeah, I know you were in the comments and stuff. So yeah. Again, like, appreciate you, and thanks for coming on, man. Always.
Good stuff.
Yeah, take it easy, Solo.
Yeah. All right, Revenant. So everyone who knows me, I'm Jinpachi. I do animation, a lot of gameplay stuff. I sometimes do commentary videos, but it's mostly gameplay and like my animations and whatnot. So check me out if you're interested. If not, that's cool too. I also try to keep it real. Keep things, I try to speak the truth and speak about what I feel passionate about. So if you're into that kind of stuff, check out my channel, and hopefully you enjoy my content. And yep, that's my outro. So thanks for having me on, man.
Cool. Yep, anytime. Well, I mean, obviously, because you're the co-host, so. But yeah. Anyway, guys, appreciate you all spending some of your time on your Saturday to hear what we got to say. Yeah, Spirit, I saw it too. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, so yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully there wasn't too many technical issues going on. Someone's playing music from the outside. Anyway,
and that's not my part. But yeah,
no, it's all me.
All right. So I guess we'll end it there.
But yeah,
have a good one, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna end there.
I have fun here.
Take it easy. Peace.
What you were gonna say, Revenant?
Peace.
No, I was gonna say peace.
Okay. All right. Sorry. See ya.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.